Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Arc 4 Libraries. I'm back today. Yay. So you have no more, what do we call them? Ameliazard? Or Camellia? Camellia. So I'm back. I'm stealing my role back. Let me bring the whole cast and crew on here. All right. Do you guys mind speaking so we could test?
Hello.
Hello.
Perfect.
Hello.
Hello.
We got the right channel this time. Beautiful. All right. So as requested, we are going to do our introductions. Sorry we skipped them last week. We had a change of leadership briefly. Thank you all for sticking with us again. So
we don't know how to do YouTube stuff. I'm sorry, guys.
We only do pre-records.
We need a content creator back. If you're a content creator, let us know. All right, starting from top to bottom. Take us away, Al.
Hey, I'm Al, the Al #1 stan. Quite forgettable, but always still going to be the Al #1 stan no matter what. You can't take that away from me.
Yay.
I'm Connor, and I have no intention of taking that away from you. Love Al all you want. Your stars are going to prove you wrong.
Is that a spoiler?
No.
Okay.
I'm back. It's me, Gold. I'm back, just like I'm always back, and I'm back better than ever.
Woo!
I'm Common. I'm so fucking tired, and yeah, I'm ready to go.
Yay.
Common, who are you, for those who don't know?
Oh yeah, for those who don't know, I voice 2 out of the Gluttonies.
Yay! Gluttonous eating.
They're here though.
They are.
Wait, they're here?
They were.
They
They're
were.
here?
Yeah, let's say.
They were. Now they're not.
Not this reading. Not this reading.
Anyways, I'm Kyle's McGiles. I'm Amelia. And a lot of other random things I catch up, but mostly Amelia. Hello!
Everybody, my name is Tealdi. I narrate. I am Krush. I am Frederica. I am lots of things.
Yay!
Hello, everyone. I'm Liliana, and less importantly, I'm also Subaru. Just thought you ought to know.
The stutter.
Liliana's what matters, though.
It's what gets more comments.
Exactly. That sweet, sweet engagement.
I am Zash. I'm playing Otto and maybe doing some narrating. We'll see.
Yay! Welcome in, everybody! Pew, pew, pew! Are we excited for... What are we doing today? Chapters 4 to 6 of Arc 4?
Yeah!
Not the gluttony memory loss. You're too young.
As a reminder, in 2 weeks' time, we will be switching over to Arc 6 officially. So we will start Arc 6 on our 4-year anniversary of Studio Reverie. So thank you all for sticking around for that. We should have the podcast up today. I am not falling asleep after this, so I will actually finish the edit. So the podcast will be live. And then we will try to have another one for Monday. If not, it'll definitely be for this Friday. And we have a huge backlog. So we're going to keep you updated on that.
Oh my god. We are so far ahead on that. Wolf and Gold just couldn't wait to read, so we've got 8 in the backlog.
Yeah.
Speaking about that,
Honestly valid.
Yeah, it's great, and it's been a lot of fun, and we're trying to catch up to Arc 9 so we can do week by week updates depending on what's being released
Woo, woo.
currently. And also, we're probably going to be releasing a few things a bit early for the members.
Yes.
That is a bit of a plan that we have going on because we already have so much that we've been working on, and we can't wait to show you guys. So if you want to support us at this channel, you get that early, and you'll be able to watch the podcast early. So that's a good benefit, don't you think?
Hell yeah. Comment, like, subscribe. Pew, pew, pew.
And you can get your comment on first and tell us why we're totally wrong about the loop that everyone hates.
That's true. So yeah, if you're an advanced listener of us and you haven't yet done that, go ahead and consider doing so, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it quite a lot.
Yay. That reminds me, I gotta start organizing people for this upcoming week. Let's go!
And
Yes.
one more point of clarification / just letting everyone know. These translations were done pretty much individually a long time ago and aren't exactly the way that the rest of them always work. We've had a couple hiccups in the past. And beginning this time, we're going to run into a few occasions where the narration has been summarized rather than fully translated and spelled out. Because we only have 2 weeks left of doing Arc 4 before we're jumping into Arc 6, we're just going to roll with it and read it how it's been translated.
Yep. Sounds like a plan to me.
Yep, we're gonna tank it.
Yeah, let's tank it!
Woo!
And by it, I mean our channel. No.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
I really... Okay, minus some weird stuff that's, like, definitely 2014 era that can't be said to this day. I do like this narration. I think it's hilarious.
A lot of it's pretty okay. You know,
Yeah.
I would say that, you know, there's some fun dialogue, and I can't tell if that's to pay or if that's the translation. So
It's Tape, because when I was doing the translation stuff for Arc 2, it reads and is written so differently than the way he writes like 7 and 8, or even 6 for that matter.
Interesting.
This is much more in line with the way that he used to write, where everything feels like a mix between actual narration and
Yeah.
Subaru explaining the story.
yeah, that's right. And also, it feels a lot more, I would say, like flippant, like like a little bit unserious, like, you know, jocular.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so,
I mean,
yeah.
it reads like a web novel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yay. Well, do we have our first narrator?
I think I'll narrate first this time.
Okay.
Now they don't have to pile in for all the girls' voices.
We love that for you. Putty, putty,
Hey,
putty.
we all know you're sad about that, okay?
Hey, I think Petra's back. I can take her again if I need to.
You could.
You could.
I won't.
That
hog
was
anything.
fun. That was a fun one. I'm gonna quickly, while we set up, go finish pouring my coffee so I don't become a monster partway through. So we have a few more minutes to set up.
Got it. I agree. Let's not ruin anybody's caffeine addiction here. We gotta feel it. Or who knows
Yeah.
what might happen.
Monsters.
Yeah.
You have to go all in on the caffeine. Once your caffeine high ends, you get more caffeine.
And then yeah, especially if you wind up with some blood in your caffeine system.
That's
Mhm.
fine.
Like,
All that matters is
Fine.
getting the energy to the point where you need. And oh my goodness, thank you ACC once again for the donation
Thank you so much!
to the Lust If
you.
Fund. Although I might have missed, when do you think you'll be able to finish Arc
Truly.
2 and start Arc 3? Are they supposed to be in between for when you're waiting to do the bigger arcs? So that's on me and the reason why these take so long, or why it took so long for us to jump to this. Arc 2 was translated once, all the way up to where we finished, and I was using that as a base to reference when I was doing my own translations for it. And I reached the end where that just wasn't the case anymore, and it started taking so long to do even a single chapter that I just didn't have the time in a week to do one. And then a month passed and I hadn't even gotten 2 finished, and it just kept going like that. When the season ends and we have our podcast for stuff that we're actively reading caught up and I have a little bit more time in the week, I
Yeah.
might be able to go back to them. But it is, you can fully just blame me, Connor, Palazard, for those taking a bit or however long they do.
Now, in fairness, we are very busy at the moment, as you said, with all of those things. There's not much time to be able to work on something like that. So, as soon as our schedules free up a bit more, especially with season 3 stopping to air, we'll have a
exactly.
lot more time to work on stuff.
Because right now, right, like, for example, he works a full-time job and then has 3 designated days out of his week that he has to do stuff with Zero. So it's quite a lot at the
Yep.
moment, because we record the podcast on Fridays, we do this live stream Saturday, and then on Wednesday we react to the newest episode. So
Yep.
So hopefully soon, probably I mean, certainly after season 3 finishes, and probably a few weeks after that when we get everyone fully caught up to Arc 9 and have those podcast recordings done.
Yep.
Then I'll have some more availability for this. Which I want to do. These Arc 4 reads have reminded me of just how much my ADHD and perfectionism really just wants a high quality product and is motivating me to start doing the Arc 2 chapters again.
Wolf, are you sick? Yeah, I am. I'm so sick. No, I'm not. I promise.
He's lying.
He's sick, as in cool. He's so sick.
Yeah.
Morbidly.
Morbidly.
Morbidly disease.
Oh my god.
Each dollar takes us closer to lust if...
That's right, that just brought us to 53% of our goal.
Hey, we're
We're halfway
surviving there.
there.
Hey.
We don't know
Man.
why the bar doesn't auto-update. We've tried to debug that. It has
We
been fixed.
have
It'd
tried.
be cool if it auto updated. It'd be
Yeah.
very
The
cool.
book
be real
exists
cool if
in
you
its
did.
own universe.
Oh, answer. The answer has arrived.
I had to manually update it today. I don't know why it doesn't work, so I'll have to manually update it after as well. It like
Yeah,
didn't
that's what we were
account for-
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
but I don't know why.
You scared me out of an answer.
Yeah,
You got me all excited to hear some
I think what it
obscure
is
technical answer.
is that I haven't updated my Streamlabs in forever. Thank you. That's what it is.
Very cool.
Also, don't blame
Yeah.
yourself, Connor. It's hard work.
How did we go from $84 to $400 something dollars? By the way, I don't remember.
I had two. Okay. That might also be another thing. On one screen, I had one Lustive fund, and on another, I had a different one because I didn't realize I didn't sync them. So that also might have done it. So give it like 20 minutes, and it might like realize. So on our podcast one, we had the correct amount, and then we had an additional amount on this one. I don't know. It was like a layover.
Very nice.
This is why we need to hire a content creator. We need just someone to come in and do it.
Yeah, we need to hire. Hey, please save us from ourselves.
I beg Hollow every day. It's fine. He'll never come back. But
Supervision.
I'm a
Look,
creator.
it also has to be a content creator who live streams, keep in mind.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
I'm a
we
content creator, but I don't fucking live stream, so I got no clue.
Exactly.
I mean, I do, but I'm scuffed.
And also, there's different energy, hardcore different energy.
Yeah, it's like
I'm not
Yeah.
professional.
behind the scenes on the podcast, whenever anything goes wrong or we need to step away for a bit, it's just like, oh yeah, fuck, I'll be back.
Yeah, we're like, oh, yep. Wait a second. Let's
That's
restart.
why I edit it without listening to anything. I just get rid of the spaces and delete, done. Yeah, I haven't listened to a single podcast in forever because
I do see what you mean now
Spoilers.
editing multiple
Yeah.
podcasts for myself, though. That I could just tell by the sound waves what the hell is
Yeah.
going on.
You learn
Like, I'm
them.
like, oh wow, Gold is speaking there. I can see it in the waves.
I know Gold's. I know Chase's stutter when he's trying to process what he's saying.
Yeah.
I know when Connor goes, So
Wait, you
I
cut
just
those out?
no, I keep the ums. I get rid of the space in between. Whenever Connor goes,
Okay.
I sometimes just place them on top of things.
Oh yeah, he does go.
Because I also edit, like me and one of my friends, whenever a chapter comes out, we usually do like a theory or analysis on it for like an hour and 40 minutes or something.
Oh, nice.
And usually, whenever something random comes up, it's always, okay, well, I guess I'm going to scream into the mic for a bit to get the mic to peak when I edit this later. Okay, man.
Yo, we love a good.
So
peek.
now you guys know the behind the scenes of how the sausage is made, pretty much.
It's scuffed.
The sausage.
It's all stuff.
Wow, if only Pat was here to have laughed the entire time at that
99.
while we work.
Yeah, that's true. 99.9%.
Or you just
stuff.
do it like I do, where I don't want to have to hear my own voice forever on end when I'm recording, and I just get rid of the mistakes as they happen.
Yup, 100%.
Yeah.
True.
It's so helpful.
Control Z.
Mostly
is my
just because
favorite
it's
thing.
like I can barely carve out the time to do the recordings. I don't have time to sit here and listen.
Yeah, edit it all.
So it's just like, nope, that's gone.
Yay for live recordings moving forward. Honestly, as a voice actor, that shit makes me so happy. I'm like, great. I don't have to think about it. I show up.
Yeah.
That's it.
makes me very, very
You show up,
happy.
you yap.
And then you're done. You go lie down.
All it took was
And then
one.
there's also the little voice in the back of your head. It's like, but if you make a mistake,
Steak.
Yeah, exactly.
live
Fucked.
forever.
You
The
fall the
more-
line.
like,
It's
You lay down in bed trying to go to
Yeah.
sleep, and it's like, hey, remember when you stumbled over that one word? You're like, oh, shut up.
after the live stream goes on and I go back and re-listen to my performance and I remember exactly where I messed up and I'm like, oh my god, I hope it doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, I definitely don't just hit the fast forward button and skip 10 seconds whenever my flubbed lines show up at all.
It's okay. I'm still forever
pretend I do not hear it.
traumatized by, I think it was like chapter 4 of Arc 5. I had a break from Amelia for a little bit, and I was listening on the actual YouTube channel, not on our Discord.
Remember, yeah,
I went to go
Oh,
eat
so
dinner.
it's-
I came back mid-Conda line, and Conda's like, excuse me? Catch up. And I kept going, and I was like, oh no!
Oh, no.
Fired.
So you could be that.
yeah, you're fired.
Fire the boss.
Yeah, so I took over. They tried to fire me, I took over.
That's the actual backstory, yeah?
Yep, that's how it went. No other differences. I just said, Hollow, it's mine. He went, all right.
Here you go, kid.
Very nice. All right, how's
we
the
ready?
coffee?
Great.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's start for a derail.
right.
Oh, Sierra. Come up, come up.
You gonna
Then
voice
the dog
act?
derails you, and then
Sorry, she smashed her head on the desk trying to get
I
up.
think the dog wants to
Oh.
voice act.
She's
Well,
ready.
you know, Patricia
Yeah,
might show up in one of these chapters.
She could
She
make
does
it
show
good.
up. I don't think she has a line.
We'll get her to yawn. We'll just...
Yeah. Raise your dog to the microphone.
Arr?
Abur.
oh,
We ready? Narrator, Subaru, Otto, Amelia, Frederica. Anyone else? That's it?
That's it.
That's
If there
that's
is,
all.
jump in and grab the roll.
Time stampers. We are now starting.
I'm stamping.
We hear you.
We're going to start in about 5 minutes.
You are heard.
Take us away, Connor.
Chapter 4. The Next Place. Subaru returns to everyone else ashamed. Everyone's still in the same place he left them except Otto, who sat down where Subaru was sitting and looks to have been talking with Amelia. Subaru pulls a displeased face at another man interacting with Amelia and doesn't try to hide it as he turns towards Otto.
If you're going to have cherry chipper talks with Amelia Tan while I'm away, just die.
It's impossible for me to wait in silence doing nothing with my personality. Actually, why is that the first thing you say after coming back? Honestly, I think I just got vented at, but it still hurt.
Just stop seeing through people like you know what's going on. We've never seen each other again once we settled the promise for buying that oil. Don't misunderstand.
Could you please not talk as though there were any kind of misunderstanding provoking something between us?
Otto yells at Tsundere Mode Subaru, who instantly loses interest in Otto and resets his orientation back towards Amelia. Having waited quietly for the two to finish their conversation, she stays seated as she gazes up at Subaru.
Did you see Beatrice?
But what she's really asking is, did you achieve whatever that thing you left to do with Beatrice was? Technically, the answer is yes, but in terms of Subaru's intentions, it's no.
No, it didn't work out.
Right. Well, there's no helping that. When Beatrice hides her location with gate crossing, you can't find her no matter what you try. Neither me or Ram have seen her at all.
No, I did see her. She was being cranky. Or I guess in a fit of ennui, and wouldn't answer my question. It was such a dumb episode.
You saw her?
Amelia's eyes open wide in shock. Although feeling some puzzlement to that reaction, Subaru nods.
My well-honed gut instincts told me exactly which room she was in. Well, even though I met her, my conversation skills so low, I didn't achieve what I actually went for there.
I've been thinking this for a while, but you and Beatrice get along so well, Subaru.
She whispers that in a low voice, a finger to her lip as if in thought. Subaru's face turns the sourest he can make it, though it's not an expression which just popped out unconsciously, but one which required some amount of intentional effort.
I'd really rather not get along with Bearco. She's my nemesis. Has been ever since I came across her. You know, she sucked out my mana the first time we met. Not enough time passed for me to change that impression of her.
Even though you reconciled with Julius after everything? Subaru, sometimes you get so stubborn over completely pointless things.
Hey, sticking through with pointless stubbornness makes a man! Is the kind of misunderstanding someone painful like me keeps making. Also, I haven't reconciled with Julius. I hate him! Forever!
Yes, yes.
Amelia gives a small laugh and ignores him. Subaru's mouth twists into a dissatisfied frown. But internally, he feels relieved for the change in topic.
Oh yeah! Where'd Frederica go? Leaving my Amelia Tan alone with Otto? Crossing the line for failures of judgment.
Putting aside whose I am for another occasion, Frederica's in one of the guest rooms getting it organized. She's preparing for Ram's son's sleeping room.
Oh. Is she?
Subaru's voice goes low. Amelia narrows her eyes as if pained. Although hating that he made Amelia make that face, he can't endure through the keen pain in his chest when he thinks about Rem. He shakes his head once to dispel the emotion from his expression, and smiles to keep Amelia from feeling any further gloom.
Which means we have to go get Rem out of the carriage soon. Leaving her in the carriage forever would be sad. Which reminds me, sorry for before, Otto.
No need to worry about it. After all, she's your, very many things to you, Natsuki-san. I won't go too far in saying anything while she's in that condition.
Ah, I couldn't bear the thought of you touching my Rem with your money-grubby fingers. And, honestly, sorry.
It's not something someone who's honestly... That's not something someone who's honestly sorry would say. And if I'm to add, my feeling is that someone who only just called a different woman Mai would not be in a safe position to say that line.
It's my adorable love strategy, where I used you to make Amelia Tan jealous. Don't make me spill it, you idiot.
But you just spilled it yourself.
Smiling at the overreacting Otto, Subaru glances at Amelia, confirming that she's smiling a little and her gloominess is gone, and that gives Subaru some space for relief.
You two get along so well, even though you've barely known each other long that all.
Wait, you are jealous of him? You know, compared to you, Amelia Tan, Otto's nothing but playtime! Playtime! Me? I want to get serious playing fire with you, Amelia Tan.
Why am I being dumped? It's completely irrelevant to reality, but it's still upsetting.
Amelia puts a hand to her mouth, her shoulders shaking in laughter.
Sorry. I know now's not a good time to be laughing like this, but I can't hold it anymore. Don't you two think that maybe you'll come to know each other for so long?
Like, he's a travelling merchant? Once his business done, he's gone in a flash. Or really, I can't stand other men who aren't me with no established shipping targets getting close to Amelia Tan.
I have no idea what you're saying, but I hate that I can tell it's something incredibly stupid when we barely know each other.
Though Subaru's phrasing was somewhat exaggerated, the sentiment was unmistakably his truest feelings. For a Subaru who'd been open with his feelings for Amelia and pursued her with force enough to knock birds out of flight, having other men interacting with her set his heart ablaze with unbearable envy. He surely had more envy and more possessiveness than most. Frederica finishes preparing the guest room and returns to the living room, upon which everyone calls the chit-chatty time as over.
I'm thinking about going to look around the village for a bit. I'm in possession of the deed to sell cargo for all the other merchants, and I can distribute some of it to villagers at my discretion. I'll have the Margrave shoulder the cost for this afterwards, though.
So, Otto runs off to the village to do some merchanting. But that said, what he's doing is most definitely helping out the villagers in their people power insufficient village. He's only pretending to be naughty.
Quarters has been prepared as instructed. Mysteriously, it appeared that the cleaning in that room alone had been tended to with exceeding scrupulousness.
Scrupulousness. Oh, second floor. Furthest room back.
Indeed, that single room looked as though all except the bed had been discarded. Would it happen that you might know why?
Of course, the reason is because it's Rem's room originally.
No. Just a feeling. It doesn't really mean anything.
Frederica, taking prudent consideration of Subaru and his answer, says nothing. It appears she has an extraordinarily great disposition for maidhood. Likely it had been that Rem and Frederica kept the oversized Mather's mansion going all by themselves, Rom not included. They go round to the back of the mansion, where they find Patrichet tied up in the stable. Subaru pats her snout.
Sorry for not telling you you did a good job, Patrichet. Lots happened, and it's really overdue. But I'll be counting on you from here on, partner.
Patrichet licks his hand. Frederica tilts her head at their skinship.
Attached to you, isn't it? I am impressed to see that you have tamed such a clearly excellent ground dragon.
It's not really that I tamed her, though. Yeah? If it's hard to get normal ground dragons to like you, then maybe Patrichet's emotions are just in leagues deeper than others. Or maybe because I'm not very reliable, so she has no choice but to tag along with me.
It's been only 3-4 days since he met Patrichet, and she's already saved his life so many times. He hasn't given her anything back. Just a blessing, meeting this dragon. Patrichet licks Subaru's hands and bumps her snout against Subaru's cheek, catching him by surprise and making him give a wry smile.
I have come to understand your nature as well, Subaru-sama. Thank you for your service.
Says Frederica with a tender gaze as she watches Subaru and Patrichet dick around. Patrichet stops moving for a sec to stare at her, then goes back to playing with Subaru. Subaru senses that the girls just had a moment of communion. But anyway.
Sorry for making you wait, Rem. It must have been cramped and dark in here. I'm taking you up to your room now.
So, after he's done messing with Patrichet, he goes to the inside of the carriage where Rem's sleeping. She doesn't pout at being left behind and say, Subaru-kun is such a mean person, or smile at Subaru's apology.
I heard the circumstances, yet I am still surprised.
So Frederica can't hide her surprise at seeing Rem the first time. Subaru tilts his head at her. She shakes her head.
Oh, her appearance is perfectly identical to Rom's. The only difference looks to be in hair color. The account of them being twins is true.
I know it's dubious when your memories are gone, but I'm glad you believe it. If you could remember her as someone who doesn't pull mean-spirited bullying, I would be happy.
Subaru reaches his hand out to touch Rem's cheek. He doesn't feel any warmth or cold. There's definitely signs of life, but the insides aren't there anymore. Reconfirming this makes the unhealing wound in his heart again reopen. He knew that would happen, but he still had to do it.
Subaru-sama, I would believe it acceptable should the one tasked to carry her be me.
I want to do it. Please let me do it. Bringing Rem to the mansion, to her room, is something I would like to do. I apologize for my selfishness.
No matter. I simply felt my chest tighten for a moment. Your eyes look like a murderer's, but you truly are kind.
My heart does feel pain when casually dissed!
Subaru picks up Rem to transport her, and finds that she's light.
I'll wake you up soon. So, come on. and get mad at me for feeling how soft your body is right now.
Line, although it feels to have been soured.
So Frederica is kind of fucking amazed at that line. Anyway, they nod goodbye to Patricia and leave her in the stables. Frederica taking the lead as they head back into the mansion, going to the servants' quarters on the east side. Rem's sleeping room, also known as Rem's original room.
Appears that you have spoken with Beatrice Sama.
They head up a staircase, and Subaru looks up at Frederica's back. Her eyes narrow as she looks down at Subaru with a gaze that definitely looks threatening. But Subaru, being someone who continually gets misunderstood in the exact same way due to Sampaku eyes, understands she's not really being threatening. Frederica asks if Beatrice was well, since she hasn't seen her since she returned to the mansion. Subaru is like, well, I told Amelia too, but nah, she's not really doing that well. She was in a worse mood than usual. So he didn't go to talk with her properly. Frederica responds with a simple, I see, and seems concerned. This prompts Subaru to wonder just why exactly Beatrice's position in the mansion truly is. Her standing and history have never really been brought up to him. She sits in the Forbidden Archive all day, treats Puck as if he's a big brother, and acts like a kid when interacting with Subaru. And then there's that deeply foreshadowy talk that he had with her previously. Mysteries all around.
Have you been working for the mansion long, Frederica?
Oh, Teal'c, your mic's cutting out.
Okay, sorry, I got it.
That's okay. You could try it
Oh
again.
my, could you be interested? Between Amelia Sama and the girl you are holding, and additionally Beatrice Sama, you would be quite the fickle man, wouldn't you?
Don't just slip Bearco in there. I'm not into younger girls. Isn't it apparent that my arms are already buried in Amelia and Rem? Frederica, you're... straight up. It hasn't been long, but I think you're a type I have trouble with.
Seems I've accidentally come to be hated.
See, it's this feeling where it feels like Roswell's servants are leading me round the nose, which is why it wouldn't work. I mean, it's entirely a personality affinity problem. I don't hate you or anything.
Frederica blinks and puts her hand to her mouth to hide her fangs as she smiles.
Need for such concern. You would be quite the warrior, Subaru-sama.
It's because you hurt me when we first met. You laughed it off, but you were at least half serious about it. Right?
Frederica falls silent, this time surprised indeed. Her smile vanishes as she stares at Subaru, her gaze seeming to read into him. She gives him a small sigh.
Especially often that the insides of my heart have been discernible by others. I would be grateful should you refrain to intrude.
Just putting something straight after I wound up intruding and trampling around. My eyes are nasty too, not like I can fault you for it. Well, I mean, my whole family's that way.
His parents had nasty-looking eyes, and thus such did their child. At dinner time, when the three of them would sit around there in silence, eating their personal mayonnaise, it must look like nothing less than black magic at the dinner table. Thinking objectively about the memory makes Subaru's expression sour, and Frederica sighs again.
Comfortable. Be how I would describe you, but you are a peculiar one. Something, I understand why Amelia-sama behaved like that.
Immediate-on what?
Nothing of note. I had simply truly angered Amelia-sama this time. Now, why wouldn't you have asked me as to the length of my employment?
Basically, I wanted to talk to you about Bearco. About Beatrice. If you've been a maid here a long time, I thought I'd ask you since... When has Beatrice been here?
Not like he asked, but Subaru figures Frederica's a little older than him. 23, 24, or thereabouts. Assuming she's been a maid for 10 years-ish, being that Beatrice is max 12, Frederica should know the answer to this. But Frederica shakes her head.
Apologies, but I would not know. When the time first came when I had been enabled to service this mansion, Beatrice-sama had already been secluded inside the Forbidden Archive.
Well, time spent as a maid doesn't necessarily mean time spent working in Rothschild's mansion. It's not like you got experienced working here exclusively.
I am afraid you would be mistaken, Subaru-sama.
Subaru knits his brows, and Frederica straightens her posture, her expression noticeably gloomy.
The only mansion I have been enabled to service would be the Master's. My being brought here as a new servant would have been when I was 12 years of age. It has already been over 10 years since then.
Isn't that weird? I mean, counting backwards, that makes it so Bearco's been coped up in that mouldy, stinky room since she was a toddler.
You still be yet to understand it.
Frederica shakes her head as if faulting Subaru's unreasonable stubbornness about this. Subaru can guess what this means. Basically.
Her appearance doesn't change. She really isn't human.
A librarian bound by covenant to oversee the Forbidden Archive since prior the Mathers family's conception. This would be her, the great spirit Beatrice-sama.
It doesn't feel like a lie. Subaru is forced to accept it. That Beatrice is something on a completely different level from what he anticipated.
Great Spirit. It's the same title Puck has. But man, they look and whatever, nothing alike.
The absence of a contractor and her ties to the Covenant. No, to say any more would exceed the bounds of what is acceptable territory for me to broach. I request you forget.
Really? No way that's happening.
And this makes it how many times since Subaru's been implied by someone who clearly knows something else. He can tell he's not going to be getting any more to Frederica, and he sighs. Then Subaru remembers that they've been stopped here talking the whole time.
Frederica?
Please forgive me, Subaru-sama. Even I am prone to slips of the tongue. That an individual has appeared who shows concern for Beatrice-sama had simply overjoyed me. I humbly request that I may be forgiven.
That is fine, but my arms shall soon reach the limit.
His arms are shaking as he stares up at Frederica, his face stiff. Rem's body's light, and he acted tough by saying he'd be fine as long as he had love, etc. But his failing arm strength and stamina of his back, which he'd been ignoring now, assault him.
Oh dear.
Move aside promptly, please!
Rather than hand Rem off to Frederica, he shoves her out of the way and races to the guest room. He hears someone running behind him, indicating Frederica's following, and eventually reaches Rem's room.
Took you a while.
And finds Amelia waiting there, looking bored as hell. They settle Rem down in the bed and pull the blanket up to her chest. She's breathing and has a heartbeat. Just how much time will pass before she wakes up again?
All depends on how hard I work.
He brushes her bangs off her forehead and glances back at Amelia standing behind him.
Sorry for the wait. Splurged a bit talking with Frederica. The lactic acid in my arm's gone something crazy thanks to that.
Amelia says it's good to splurge on talking.
What did you talk with Frederica about?
Rehabilitating shut-in girls. But firstly, I tried for some information gathering. The way the shut-in behaviour started, and how long it's been going on are deeply connected to the approach to take with them afterwards.
Wow, really? Subaru, you know so much about shut-in. It's amazing.
Sometimes the things you say without ill intent do pierce me through the chest, Amelia Tunn. Like right now.
Subaru's face screws up, and Amelia tilts her head and gives a wry smile, then a small shrug.
Which means you couldn't get anything out of Beatrice?
Her mouth was firm and would not stir. By the way, I don't know how many times I've asked about this, but how's Puck?
Nothing. He's not responding to me. This does happen sometimes, But the length this time is so bad. I'm seriously worried.
Amelia reaches to her chest and pulls out a green, glowing crystal pendant. It's Puck's thingamajig, where he usually hangs out, and he hasn't manifested for days. The idea of him being absent is weird, but at the very least, he's not responding to Amelia's calls from either.
It happens sometimes, but this time it's got you worried too.
He'll come back when I really, truly need his strength. I'm sure it's not as if he can't see me. I've asked him before what he's doing when he goes away, but he's never told me.
Subaru can't hide his disappointment at this, it seems, that Puck knows things. Now everyone who seems to know something about what's going on has firmly sealed their mouth.
Puck and Beko too. Everyone's gone and shut their mouths. I'm defeated.
Seriously. Subaru, what do we do?
Subaru puts his hands to his forehead in thought and looks at Amelia as she calls him, who is staring at him imploringly and with faith.
Now that everyone who seems to know something's shut up, I think all we can do next is leave. Well, even if we know where is, who knows if he's gonna talk?
You mean Roswell?
I figure now's a great time for chat cutting all the underground circumstances loose.
Subaru nods, confirming Amelia's guess. The two seem to be of the same mind in how to progress, and Amelia pats her chest in relief.
Thank goodness. It looks like you're in favor of it too. I was wondering what I'd do if you got opposed again, like with Roswell or Ram.
I might oppose, depending on the content. But you do know I fundamentally agree with you all the way, Amelia-tan. And even if I oppose, I want you to trust that it's because of my love for you.
Oh, love? As if. Subaru, you just say things to make others happy so often.
Amelia turns her head away in surprise. Subaru's cheeks go slightly red as he clenches his fist.
So, I have a proposal for you, Subaru. Who's allying with me?
Yup. Let's hear it. Say whatever you want.
Subaru respectfully places his hand to his chest and bows. Amelia closes one eye and pouts as if to say, "You're just doing that because I want to see it," and looks back. She lets out a breath and stares into Subaru's dark eyes.
We have to talk to Roswell. And there's refugees from the village too. So, I'm thinking of going to Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
That name's come up a lot, but since Subaru hasn't reached Sanctuary, he doesn't know where it is. Although it's the destination for Rom's B group of the evacuees fleeing the witch cult. But now that Betelgeuse's squad of cultists is down, the group that went to the Sanctuary should be out of danger, just like here in the mansion.
I was told I'd have to go there someday, and I think now's a good chance. Because it's certain that this time, Roswell will definitely talk about things.
Whoa, wait, time out! You're not saying you're leaving me behind, are you?
Huh?
Subaru holds out his palm at Amelia, somewhat spoiling her enthusiastic talk, but he feels he has to say this.
I know you're motivated too, and I agree with this plan, but I'd seriously rather not be left behind. I know I'm powerless and stupid, but even so, I'd hate not being at your side doing my best. I'm aware of how selfish this is, though.
Amelia's eyes go wide, but what he's saying is undeniably his true feelings. If he's not at her side, he can't protect her. He can't act for her. Not being conceited, his presence was almost certainly necessary to help her. He didn't want reward for this. It's just something Subaru himself wants to do. Amelia's expression is still shocked at his enthusiasm. He judges that she's undecided, so...
You can't stop me. I'm stuck to you, Amelia-tan. Getting left behind is a no thanks. This sanctuary and Roswell, in the face of my blazing love, all obstacles!
It wasn't as though I was going to leave you. Come with me.
Don't leave me behind! Don't, what did you say?
Subaru was on the verge of getting down, rolling around on the floor, and Amelia puts her hand to her mouth, still blushing slightly.
I said, come with me. I'd be so anxious I couldn't bear being all alone.
Amelia-tan.
I rely on you, Subaru. I don't think you're weak or stupid at all. I need your strength.
This shocks Subaru beyond description. His jaw drops and he falls silent. Unease runs through Amelia's expression. Her hand meanders as if deliberating whether to touch Subaru or not.
What is it? Did I say something strange again?
You've got possession of my motivation switch, Amelia-tan. It turns on and off at your word on full automatic. Oh, I can't bear it.
Subaru covers his face with his hands, toying with Amelia. Amelia doesn't get she's being toyed with and is in disorderly confusion. Subaru savors the feeling.
Here's you have concluded your talk.
Frederica knocks on the door and enters, cutting the conversation off. Amelia is unsurprised, but Subaru is trying to hide his heart palpitations. Frederica more than likely guesses Subaru's emotions, and without even a fragment of concern arising on her face,
Present no objection to your venture to Sanctuary. However, a period of 2 days would be necessary to finalize preparations.
Preparations? So, you're coming too?
Due to my overseeing of the mansion, I'm afraid I would be unable to accompany you. Instead, I shall inform Subaru-sama's ground dragon as to Sanctuary's whereabouts.
Patricia?
Subaru's eyes go wide at the proposal.
Ground dragons are intelligent creatures. Should one tell them the way, they are fully capable of discerning the path regardless of a lack of guideposts. Further, your one is particularly intelligent. I doubt there will be any problems.
You're just getting better and better, Patricia. Seriously? How did I hit that flag?
More importantly, there are several matters on which I must speak with you. Now that you are traveling to Sanctuary, there are several things I would desire that you keep in mind. Especially when considering Amelia-sama's lineage. Do take caution.
Yes, I'm prepared, since it's a place with some history.
Amelia nods, her eyes filled with a strong will. Subaru goes to stand beside her.
Honestly, it's not like I know anything about Sanctuary except its name. But my ultimate goal was to be Amelia-tan's strength. Please, tell me anything.
Your impurity is so pure it conversely becomes refreshing.
She's pretty fucking blown away at that line, too. Blinks once to push the emotion back, and raises a finger.
Then I shall speak about Sanctuary. The first thing I would like you to keep in mind is...
You'd
You
like
us to keep in mind?
Subaru and Amelia tilt their heads at the same time. Frederica nods with a yes, and her tone drops slightly.
Be careful of an individual named Garfield. Should there be anyone in Sanctuary with whom you must be most cautious during your interactions, it is him.
End of chapter 4. Puchy, puchy, puchy!
Woo!
The fact we synchronized that was insane.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, we did that.
We just kind of went, and then Stern did it.
Our two
I
neurons
did not
fired
expect
together
that
at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That narration was crazy. Like, the
Yeah,
the written part, I was trying so
It was
hard
not
to stay
laugh.
quiet.
Yeah.
There was one footnote. It was crazy. What was it? It was about Senpaku eyes. Let me find it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was he put a footnote. The whites of the eyes are visible underneath people. And at the end he's like fuck, I'm going to point this out every time. Keep in mind what Senpaku is. Fuck.
That's funny.
And
I just leave those at the
you're
top
on
of
your
the
own
chapter.
now.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, there's I don't remember which podcast it was, but one of our Arc 7 or Arc 8 podcasts has us theorizing a lot about Senpaku eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They
well,
mean the story.
we do say a lot of very silly things, but no, I'm joking. That has some weight.
Goofy and silly and quirky.
Yeah.
Nice last minute changes, Connor. Also, Tealdi, your Frederica, sick. You're on.
I'm
Hired.
sorry, I lost my spot. I keep forgetting on my
my
mouse.
God, no.
My scroll wheel is dicked up. So I went to just scroll a little bit, and it zoomed like 2 pages the opposite direction.
No!
We
And I was
can
like,
hear.
oh crap.
Oh.
I had to try to find it, so I was like, oh my gosh, give me a minute, please, please, please. I'm
Oh
sorry.
my gosh.
I'm sorry.
No, you did good. There was a point where like we heard you go like there's a little crackle, so I was like, oh no, we can't hear.
No,
Oh
that's
shit.
that's just me trying to reassure myself, like, it'll be fine, it'll be fine.
That's crazy.
Okay.
I did.
I thought it was just your mic cutting out. So
No,
Yeah,
that was
the
so
mic
fine.
staticking.
Yeah.
Having a little, oh crap, Mouse, you betrayed me.
Sounds good, Common. What a fun chapter.
That was
It
a
was.
really fun
I
chapter
actually-
to.
I kind of wish that was in the light novel and anime. That had a lot of nice stuff in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, more Frederica. Come on. We need more of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
We
Jeez.
also just need more of her personality. That would be nice.
She's so fun.
Well, it's because they're keeping all the scenes where she acts like extremely formal and just saying like, "This is what you have to do. You
Yeah.
have to go here and do this and do that."
Mhm.
But you don't get the like, "Oh, I'm extremely sorry that I
Personality.
terrified you before. I know I must
Yeah.
look terrifying to you."
I also love the early like Auto Subaru interactions because that's like such a better payoff for what the end of the season gives you. That was insane. It was so good.
Did I just get dumped?
Did I just get
I mean, I don't even care, but like I do.
And Zash, you're doing a good job at like giving the like the auto voice. You know, the one that Konda and the dub actor do with like the little squeak at the end. You're doing good with that.
Yeah.
The squeaky
I
toy.
tried.
Come on, Natsuki-san.
You know something's up when Frederica's getting less anime screen time than Al.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like, that's crazy.
Oh, that is true. Yeah.
Thank you, Valtsu, for that one. Damn, good point, good point.
I guess they only really keep the plot device parts of Frederica in the actual.
Yeah.
It's just like,
adaptations.
you are here for exposition and looking a little weird.
You have a slight resemblance to another character coming up.
And then you grab
Need to
Millie.
prepare the
later.
audience.
That's it.
I thought they made her a little younger in the light novel. Is she still like 24 in the main series? That's kind
I
of surprising to me.
I think so.
I think she must be.
Let me check.
Because when we see her younger, I would not guess 10 years old with that.
Frederica's 21?
It says she's 24 here.
Whoa.
Oh,
Or 23 in this time, but 24 in like Arc 5, Season 3.
Okay. The age listed on the wiki is 21, and then in the history, it says Frederica was born around 24 years ago. I don't know which one to believe. I don't know which one to believe here.
Excuse me.
We need to get like
It would be impolite of us to exactly reveal a woman's age.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a range work.
And then I go to
No.
Otakupedia and it says 22. Yeah, no, we can't know her age.
she's legal. That's what we need
It's
to
a
know.
mystery for the ages.
That's the
So
only
she's-
thing that's important. Yeah.
She's over 20.
Yes.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Thank you for informing us.
I feel like I'm more educated now.
Okay, we're
How old
gonna
are you? I am above 20.
above
How old?
20.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that from now on. Above 20. I have not
I'm
increased
over
30
20,
yet.
number
yeah.
two.
That's a good plan. I'll use
Yeah.
that too.
As you should. As you freaking should.
It's like what you say when you're asking about weight. Hey, what weight are you? I am above 1 pound.
I am above that.
Valtz is right. Amelia must have frozen Frederica for like 2 or 3 years when they first met, and that explains the age
Ah.
difference.
Yeah, there it is.
We figured it
But then
out.
what about the
Or
22?
there are time travel shenanigans going on somewhere.
Loki, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Loki.
Ew.
Oh,
We're
I
happy
can
you
heart
got to be
these.
here for live too.
Hell yeah.
Thank you all so much for the fan funding, ACC and Loki. Appreciate it. Let's go! That is $30 towards
The Lost If Fund.
Lost If. We're at $540. We're almost there, friends. It'll be so fucking professional. It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be so well edited, sound effects, everything.
It's gonna be the best work we've ever put out for one of the
We're
worst.
We'll get our video editors
gonna-
on it too. Why not?
yeah, we're gonna make sure to edit it properly. We're gonna rewrite some of it so it
Yeah,
sounds more natural.
I'll script the whole thing out and put in like sound here, effects here. We'll look at this.
We'll
Look at
take
this
year
thing, right?
out of retirement for this.
Yep.
Working towards
I-
that pension with the Lost If.
Yep. Everybody, we'll make sure to put a special version on it somewhere else. No, I'm joking.
If you want the full exclusive version, join us on Patreon. Don't actually join us on Patreon. I'm trying to get rid
Yeah,
of it.
don't. We don't have anything on Patreon right now.
Join the
Don't
Patreon.
deny.
There's nothing
Join
here.
the Patreon.
Move to
wait,
YouTube memberships.
I've been
Yeah,
scammed.
don't join on Patreon because your YouTube memberships goes to this exact thing and actually gives you something.
If you are somebody who is a Patreon exclusive member, please let me know. I will get you access to all the files you have missed. I need to go do that today. I'm going to do that today. I will contact all of you. That is my promise. If we delay for another 5 minutes, my groceries will be here, so I don't miss the readings.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Actually, is
And
And
it
that means I
later?
can also help you bring them in.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, oh, you guys can keep going. There's no Amelia, but who would like to be our
Well, that's
narrator?
true. There is a million. But
I
we
can
can wait. Let us stall. My
Narrator, TLD, yes. Let us stall. Okay.
I can narrate the last chapter if you guys want.
Okay.
Yeah, I might have
gonna
to
have a go at
step away
Garfield.
before the end of it, depending on how we're doing on time.
Oh, that's totally okay.
Hopefully not, but we'll see how it goes.
That sounds good, Al. That's a good call.
Okay.
If
Thank
can do
you.
that. If we end up starting before Common is back, I'll redo Petra. Otherwise, I'll leave it to her.
Hell yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, we get Connor Petra. You sound like
Connor
professional. We're all
Petra.
taking this.
Ketra!
It was really funny. I won't lie. You got our energy right.
That's
I
all that
just
matters. Did you hear my Betty last week?
I fucking.
No!
Oh, it was peak.
That's
Dude,
crazy.
it was actually like on point.
I need
It
to
was
sit
more
down
peak
and
than
listen.
Kylie's mic just was.
I hate that I
Yeah,
went back
Ky-
to my Scarlet. I've been treated too well by the mic we got.
Yeah,
Wolf.
all the background noises of you tapping the desk and your
I'm
legs.
sorry.
yeah, I
I'm
hear it.
sorry.
I hear the rattle, the classic
I-
rattle.
Do you know how hard it is not to stim right now? I am doing everything in my
You're on
power.
the same mic, right, Wolf?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
fun
good,
fact.
good.
We're gonna be sharing. We're gonna have 2 mics starting for Arc 6. I'm trading with
Ooh,
my
nice.
sister.
I'll be in the
Okay.
booth
Yeah.
where I
Yay!
belong.
We fucking upgraded, bitches. Let's go.
Oh shit! Exciting.
Hi. And now it is
Hi.
scuffed
I need to
because the
upgrade
wires.
my space.
Yes.
Well, because right now I'm upstairs in my office corner, but it's not soundproofed.
Oh.
So when I properly record, I need to grab my laptop and go all the way down to my closet
Oh,
and then sit on the floor with a pillow and the
the height of luxury.
Dude.
I forgot about that setup. That's
yeah,
so-
it's unpleasant, and I really don't like it. So I found a thing where basically if I get like some PVC pipe and like some soundproofing curtains,
yes.
I can wall off my little corner.
Just you wait, TLD.
Let me
I'm
send you
sending
a picture, TLD.
I'll give you my build instructions. They're a little more sturdier than Connor's.
Mine are perfectly sturdy. They're mounted
You
I'm
just
about
hear,
to-
against the
you
wall.
just
Can't
hear a
wait for
crash
house
in the
cards.
background.
One day it's just.
Connor,
The
you
setup's
good there,
full
bro?
like a house of cards.
Yeah, true. Well, when you stand up, you like go over it. Which did you fix it yet though? Oh, look at that! You fixed it.
Nice.
It looks great.
Really? Holy moly.
Your chair has seen better days.
Yeah, it has.
Not the cats.
You
Here,
taught
let
me
me
need.
back up.
But it does sound good.
I'm gonna take a picture of what the upstairs currently is. One.
Oh
moment.
yes.
Sorry,
Take a
chat. I'm not leaking pictures of my personal home to you.
What do you mean? No way. What?
Mr. Homeowner won't share
What?
shit.
But I
Impossible.
will leak my IP address. It is 19.
cutoff was unreal.
I feel like your FBI agent just came in there to stop you.
Yeah, I actually just got tackled.
I'm in the call, so it's CIA, not FBI.
Oh, my bad.
Sorry.
My bad.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Mr. Fancy
hold
job.
on. Here, if we need to stall for another minute, let me go downstairs and
yes.
take a picture of that nonsense.
Yes! Let's go!
So I apologize for some of the rapid changes in the last one. It was a little funky with some of those lines,
Oh.
trying to still make it read as narration.
You did great with
Yeah,
that.
it
That
was-
was crazy.
Without making exposition downloaded directly to your brain.
ACC,
There was
welcome
that
to
one
the.
line.
Oh, I can't believe that's actually
The
still the
Hoshin
line.
Company!
Welcome to Studio Reverie.
Welcome to the Hoshin Company!
Yay! The Ocean Company.
Welcome.
Thank you, Loki, as well.
That's
Thank
very
you,
kind of you,
Loki.
though. 100%.
You know, I was checking through the lines for anything crazy. I wasn't expecting it in the narration.
Well, you know what was
It was
funny?
the same.
Last week, I don't know if it was last week, probably was. There was like a line where Ferris was like, "That fucking greed," and I was like, "Does that sound like something Ferris would say?"
That is unhinged Ferris.
Yeah, I was like, "That's not something he would say."
Ferris would say bitch.
Yeah,
but I don't
he'd
think he would
say
say
fucking
fuck.
with a Y.
Yeah.
It'd be that fucking greed.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't.
Hacking.
Work.
Heckin'. I'll be back in just a second, folks.
But yeah, Al, it was the same. I was like going through the dialogue to make sure no one was going to say something weird, and I completely missed that. Okay, well, it was in the narration this time, so glad for that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's odd.
24
Our
seconds.
Lustif fund does update when people become members automatically, just not with the super chats. Huh.
Huh. Does it
Wow.
go through a different system?
It goes both go through Streamlabs into the same like fund itself.
Huh. Then it might just be that. It might just be that it's not updated, I guess.
Catnip Ferris is hilarious, Sean. Oh my god.
I'm
For
back.
why he
Okay.
starts swearing. Welcome back. We're killing time while they get groceries.
Oh, good. Okay.
You don't want to see catnip Ferris. It's too much.
On the catnip pie? Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
I'm imagining that. Now that is the final boss of ReZero.
You have to
That's
pay-
what it originally was, right?
Yeah, Topanga
Yeah,
used to
it was.
say that Ferris was going to be one of the final bosses of ReZero. That's what he
One
said.
of the candidates for it, at the very least.
Yeah. Which I think makes sense knowing what I now know about
Yeah.
a few things.
Yeah, me too.
His connection with EX1 to Arc 7 makes that
exactly.
make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Also, y'all at home, read EX1 if you just want some amazing Ferris and to see him as a much better character than the just cat noise jokes he makes in Arc 4
Yeah,
and 3.
yeah.
And then here, yeah.
All right, I'm posting them. First picture is the upstairs. The second one is the downstairs.
Oh god, I'm ready to see some. Okay,
pretty
no
bad.
curtains.
Yeah, that's just a corner of the upstairs.
Furbies?
And then downstairs, normally that stuff on top of that big box isn't there. That's where I put my laptop. And then, like, hiding way down in the corner.
The foam
Mm.
in the Amazon box is pretty.
Yeah, I was
crazy.
gonna ask on
Yeah.
that. Do you have the microphone mounted inside that as you record?
I have a stand in there to hold it. Yeah.
Pretty nuts.
I never
To try to,
considered
like-
that.
Because it's like everything
Huh.
else around it is like soundproof because it's the closet. So there's like clothes and a whole bunch of crap. It's like, but the microphone itself needs a little something.
I might experiment
Huh.
with that a bit. That's really clever. Huh. Okay. Awesome.
But yeah, then
Time to go buy
upstairs
cardboard.
Making
is
his setup even more scuffed.
Yeah.
But yeah, then upstairs it's just the USB mic with the little arm. That's all I have when I'm doing these live reads.
still sound pretty good coming in. It just occasionally cuts off the first word or two that you say
First word.
after a while.
Yeah, and I have it set up so I don't push to talk because it cuts even worse if I do that, so I just have it on.
We'll figure out what the best way to mitigate that when we do the live recordings as well later. But that's a topic for another day. It still sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
Because my better mic that has, like, the proper hookups, that's the one that's downstairs.
New mic is on my list for the future.
And then cardboard, and then foam.
And I have foam. I have so much extra. It's not even funny.
Then cardboard.
Cardboard. It's
Cardboard.
more of a. I live in a brick house around me, and there's just not a lot of places that actually sound good when I record in without literally coating the walls and everything.
I am back.
Welcome back.
I'm back.
Hi, welcome.
You want to take that again?
Once he welcomes back. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Shut
know
up,
about
Otto.
that one.
What welcome do you needed back?
Why Otto taking the strays?
Yeah. Goodbye, Otto.
It's good for us to start up if you guys are ready.
Sure thing.
Oh yeah.
TLD.
Allah.
If everyone's ready, we can begin.
This one's
I'm ready.
short, so I'm guessing there's going to be some more summaries in here as a heads up.
Yay! Alright, I'll try to
Hell yeah.
keep an eye out for questionable wordage.
Wordage.
Alright. Chapter 5. Team Amelia. So they end up departing for Sanctuary 2 days later. Frederica's there at the stables telling Patricia the route, and Super suggests that she tell him the location instead to lessen some of her workload, but she refuses, by saying that Sanctuary is a pretty important place for the Master, and a servant such as herself couldn't possibly divulge that information of her own accord. And honestly, she'd rather not even be telling the Ground Dragon. Subaru's forced to accept this, and spends those 2 days in boredom hanging out with the Arlem villagers, and going back to his position as a servant, doing odd jobs around the mansion. Amelia's still disappointed at Puck's absence, and spends her time timidly going down to the village with Subaru to try to close the distance between herself and the villagers. And reading documents in books Subaru can't understand, to bolster her knowledge. A few changes happened over that period.
How did the chaos and clutter even get this bad? The documents which need full perusal, the documents which you can just skim over, and the documents not even worth skimming over haven't been sorted. And so this.
And there's Otto arranging documents at terrifying speed. He's glancing over the documents to the point he gets the gist of the content, throwing it onto a mountain of papers stacked up on the desk, and continuing to do this one document after the other. Super watches on in wonder, hand on chin, at the dizzying speed of Otto's eyes and hands, his head looking to be running so fast it'll spout flames.
Man, amazing. Even if I look at the lines of text, what it says is nothing but gibberish.
I'm not touching the content of these. Right now, my only intention is optimizing the processable ones related to account bookings, processing petitions, and various miscellaneous ones. Or rather, this document filing truly should have been done once they were first received. Oh no! I'm sure that this sorting method has some law which only one who regularly deals with them understands.
The one who deals with these documents is Roswell. Otto's laments are more than likely right. It's like Roswell to have a bitch of a sorting system. But now that he's gone and others can't understand said system, all that's left is to start over resorting them from step 1.
All right. That should be about finished. Now is to arrange them in chronological order. though maybe I should subdivide the ones waiting processing and the ones already processed first.
Methodical? Or perhaps it's neuroticism. Either way, you're definitely a type A.
What is that type A? It doesn't sound like it means much good.
Waggles his hand at Otto staring, denying him explanation. Not like Subaru believes in blood-type personality analyses, but it's great conversation material. By the way, Subaru's a type B. The whole Natsuki family is a type B. Doesn't feel that great to have everybody you tell that responds with an "I knew it."
Actually, I just thought of something.
What? Your hands have stopped. You had a good pace there. Keep going.
I'm not averse to this, being an advocate of efficiency, but isn't there something off about this situation in the first place? Why is a mere traveling merchant such as myself inside of the Margrave's office, brow sweaty, frantically sorting documents? Isn't my position here off?
Sure took you a while to notice.
His head and gives a meanie pants smile. Getting Otto to sort the Margrave's documents is all part of Subaru's plans. Plans to secure personnel for Team Amelia. Amelia's position in the royal election isn't exactly favorable. Sure, you have Subaru, who's generally recognized as her knight, who's succeeded in repelling the witch cult and the white whale subjugation. But given how nasty the environment around Amelia is, it's unclear how much effect those successes had. Amelia's starting point is way behind the other factions. And then you have the fact that her backer, Roswell, has kept his true plans invisible. Honestly, as a backer, Roswell is just a plain failure. There's the fact he had no counterplans against the witch cult. And now the fact that even though they've got past the danger, they still can't contact him. He's such a fucking pain, it's no longer clear if he's enemy or ally. And then you have Rom, who's Roswell's devoted servant, Frederica, who has great consciousness of her maidly position, and Puck and Beatrice, who aren't talking to Subaru and Amelia. So right now, there's no one Amelia can talk to without worries. Of course, Subaru wants to be that person, but the range of what Subaru can do is in fact less than a normal person. So Subaru zeroes in on Otto.
Basically, it's the strategy of, if you have no allies nearby, why not just make one?
I feel like you just said something incredibly improper, but what you're talking about has nothing to do with me, yes?
Huh? I don't know. Really don't know. Oh, Otto-san! The documents here have yet to been sorted.
Oh, sorry. Let's see. Mining site for magical crystals and reserve stocks this. Shouldn't this document be absolutely forbidden for outside inspection?
Oh no! You saw it! Oh, you saw it. Alright, well, I'll talk this over with Roswell real good, so you relax.
That there's nothing relaxing about this at all, actually, makes it amazing.
Otto tears his eyes away from the document while Subaru grins super duper. Otto is fucking stunned at Subaru, and with his lips trembling.
It couldn't be that you're not really supporting me and are showing me forbidden documents to have me removed? To trample over and settle all my compensation for our deal?
You don't get it. I'm fully intending to pay for your stock and fulfill your request. So, I'm thinking I'll drag you in deeper, making your escape even less possible.
Isn't that excessively malicious? What are you trying to burden this simple greenhorn traveling merchant with such a heavy load? Please stop!
Wonders if he's gotten too carried away. His expression vanishes, and he mutters a sorry.
feel like I kind of pushed out far too much of the impatience. Impatience for all these packed-in affairs, where the tangled threads show no sign of unravelling. I'm sorry for not asking about your circumstances, too.
No, seeing you suddenly get so collected is kind of unsettling. I wonder if I should ask, why do you have such high expectations of me?
Goes over to the table. It's true that from neither Otto or Subaru's perspective, they've had a long companionship or done anything particularly trust-building.
Saying it straight up, the reason I'm so attached to you isn't anything like that. It's not as if I evaluated you personally, and the fact you mentioned the terms when we first bump into each other is huge.
Frank, aren't you? I understand, but terms?
That you're factionless, devoted to no one in the royal selection, that you're sharp with weighting profits and losses, and your views on winning over allies through business negotiations are easy to understand. And, most importantly, that you don't look at Emiliatan, a half-elf, with a discriminatory view, I guess.
Otto falls silent. All the terms are definitely important considering the conditions Subaru's in, and Subaru's judge that Otto clears them all. Otto waits for Subaru's response, the look in his eyes different from when he's joking, lit with a composed glimmer and wavering as if he's guessing Subaru's thoughts. Appraising Subaru.
And, this one is just going off pattern, but...
Let's hear it.
I'll feel well. I feel we'll do well with you. Honestly, I'm really not doing anything more than getting Emiliatan more allies. But if that ally can get along with me too, then that makes it even better. And there's also the fact that you don't have any opposite sex interest in Emiliatan. Should you ever, even you were effectively an old playmate of mine, I would be forced to slay you!
So, it's only your rivals in love who get exterminated?
Feel my chances of winning if there's a rival there are straight 0! Don't you take my lack of faith in myself lightly. I can count all the people in my life who've given me approval on one hand!
Parents, Rem, Wilhelm, Amelia, and conditionally Julius and Reinhard. And he realizes that he's suddenly, somehow, gone over one hand. That he's gotten these judgments passed on him makes him wonder if it's safe to think that he's progressing in a slightly more respectable direction. Not that there's been any visible changes to him. Anyway.
Grief, it sure is refreshing just how little you hide what's in your chest. Never let your poker face drop in front of a merchant, as if you realize you'll realize that your easy exploitable game at the bargaining chair.
If this chair were a bargaining chair, I might have got myself into a bit of a hustle. But the people here aren't a merchant in this game. It's me and you. Though, if you're saying that you were intending to be in that position, I'll shift my gears and attitude.
Which is you saying you'll be seeing my qualities as a merchant. This is exactly what you'd call doing something in the same breath. What exactly to do here?
His previous tense caution disappearing from his nonetheless troubled expression. He closes one eye at Subaru, who looks completely indifferent to this.
My bringing this up in this location sure is something, though, Natsuki-san. My goal is... It isn't anything so outrageous as to tell people about it, but I do have a dream.
I have a feeling that a man's dreams are restricted to being either so ridiculous they sound like an exaggeration, or so ridiculous they have to be kept secret. But could you tell me it?
I hate that I can agree with that. You see, I'm the second son of a well-to-do family of merchants. I was brought up in that affluence when I was young, but my position wasn't one where my family could particularly do anything for me when it came to eventually becoming or when it comes to eventually becoming independent.
I isn't sure how much this place's siblings' circumstances line up with those in the original world, but it seems like family businesses and nobility are hereditary, and generally the oldest son is the inheritor.
I studied the fundamentals of commerce while helping my older brother in running the business, and became independent after saving up some foundation money. I bought a carriage with my grand dragon Frutu, and from there, well, I'd say the blessing I was born with made it go reasonably well.
The blessing be, the blessing of Xenoglossy, was it? Yeah, it definitely seems like you could make some easy money with a blessing to talk to animals, depending on how you use it.
It isn't useful enough to be worth mentioning. I'm sure it comes with more troublesome problems attached than you think, Natsuki-san. Either way, that's how I ventured around for years, and over that time, there sprouted what you would call a dream.
Subaru straightens himself in his seat to listen properly. Hato smiles affably.
It's truly mundane. It's the same dream any traveling merchant would wish for. To possess your own castle of a store on a single fixed place, and continue doing business while staying put. If you can achieve that in a large town somewhere, there's no greater joy for a merchant.
And that's your dream?
It's a stupid wish, because after all my traveling around and around, ultimately what I want is to reach the same place as the house I was born and raised. But, well, if I go and mention it, then I have to say that environment is a symbol of happiness to me.
Otto scratches his cheek at the awkwardness, speaking quickly to hide his embarrassment. Subaru understands and agrees with his answer, and settles deeper into his chair as he considers whether he can come up with a good reply. But before he can...
As a merchant's second son, as a future huge merchant, I couldn't possibly let the opportunity to have a player as big as the Margrave in my debt escape me. And that would be without mentioning the debt's connections to one who may become the future ruler. It's an exceedingly gigantic business option that would never come again, even if I redid my entire life.
Alright, then you're all good with helping us. Thanks, I'm glad. Knew you'd say this, Otto. Now keep sorting the documents.
What? You know, I just said something rather neat just then. You don't think that reaction's too weak?
If I sincerely answered that with deep emotion, I feel like I'd lose. Well, either way, if an outsider were watching this, it'd have been an out. For you're the second you touched these documents, there was no hope of escape.
He's terrible no matter what angle you look at him, this man.
They basically wound back in the same rhythm as where they started. But Subaru has to be thankful for Otto. Definitely would never say so, though.
I will just be letting you know, I'm different from you, Natsuki-san, who is Emilia-sama's ally unconditionally. Our present arrangement is merely an acquaintanceship with conditions attached. Should a factional dispute come about between Emilia-sama and the Margrave, I will be choosing my side after properly considering the gains and losses. Please, don't mistake this for a perfect ally.
Which is why you're deliberating on the scales balancing Amelia Tan and Roswell is perfect. I've got you in my hands. I'll drill Amelia Tan's goodness right into you sooner or later. Relax. Did you hear everything we just said? Good and clear.
Head in another direction at the end there. Otto's expression goes dumbstruck, and he follows Subaru's gaze. And standing there is...
Aha! I mean, yes, I heard loud and clear, Subaru-sama.
A girl in a maid outfit with chestnut-colored hair, a smile on her lovable face. This was the second change that had occurred in these 2 days at the mansion. Leaving Frederica to tend to the mansion alone, Subaru is also helping, but his ability as a servant is equivalent to half a person, and his body hasn't finished healing. Seemed like it'd be physically impossible, so they went to hire a helper from Arlem Village. And surprise, is an enthusiastic Petra Leet, who's hired temporarily for now.
You're still so little, and you're already out of your house being a maid. You're amazing, Petra.
I'm already 12, so I'm a grown-up who can work. I mean, adult. Subaru-sama, please treat me like a proper adult.
Something, telling her to get mastery of polite language from Frederica if her temporary maidiness is temporarily coming off. Also, he's always going to treat Petra like she's a cutie. He messes up her hair with aggressive head pats, and she ends up clinging to him, which wasn't what he expected, but leagues better than her abusing or spitting on him. Super judges that Petra's affinity for being a maid with her unexpectedly solid upbringing is pretty high. It's probably safe to judge that she's better at cleaning and preparing meals, etc. than Subaru already, if you include Frederica's backing her. Subaru is fucking useless. Anyway, so she's been standing there listening in on the conversation from outside the door the whole time. Otto's face goes red as he realizes he's been had.
Set up?
It's nothing to get that worried about. Just a third party's presence, making your previous statements go down in the public record. A touching piece of craftsmanship to make sure to the jury's conviction. Is how I'd appreciate you to think of it.
Otto objects to the use of the term piece of craftsmanship and questions what exactly is touching about this. Otto realizes that all his paths out are already gone and is half crying as he yells. Subaru smiles and shoots Petra a thumbs up.
Great work, Petra! But won't Frederica get mad at you for using your time on this?
This time is the time when I'm cleaning up the hallways. If I'm cleaning the hallways outside the Lord's room, even if I spend more time than usual, she will not get mad.
Ha! You're a crafty one. So even a little girl's still a woman.
Super kind of saved by Petra's presence, because she's one of his helpers who isn't being influenced by Roswell. There isn't as much she can do for Amelia as Otto, and the influence of her presence might be less than Subaru, but she's not scared of Amelia. And that alone makes her a saving grace for Amelia, definitely.
Having lots of allies is the most ideal outcome, and questioning what you can do isn't the issue here. What's important is wondering, what is it you want to do for her sake, and about progressively becoming able to do something. Besides, if we're going to talk about the number of things we can do, it turns into something awful with me involved.
Brew is highly aware that if you balance him in terms of pros and cons, he's more cons.
You're still super little, but you go do your best from here on. Now this makes us the founding members of Team Amelia!
Subaru engages fist bump mode. Otto and Petra fist bump back, then look at each other.
I never said anything about joining this team, okay? Please don't misunderstand.
I want to be on the ladies' side, but I don't really want to lose to her on anything important.
Not exactly the most promising lineup of allies, but hey, since they're all cool with fist bumping, there was no doubting their goodness. And this was how Subaru spent his 2 days.
Woo!
The end.
Yay!
Dun dun dun. The end. The
Yay.
story's
I
over.
actually can't believe they cut this out.
The end. Story's over. Go home. Pack it up.
Okay, well, that's the end of the channel, guys. Thanks for
yeah,
watching.
guys.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
night.
You'll never know how that story ends.
Fist bump mode engaged.
The ReZero was the friend you made along the way.
Truly.
Crazy
they cut that.
I'm actually really sad they did cut that.
Like,
They didn't cut all of
honestly,
it, but most of it.
it
Yeah.
was
Most of
kind
it,
of weird
yeah.
that Otto just became so quick friends with him in the anime. The way it was portrayed, it was just like, oh, okay. How long has it been? Like a day?
A day. Yeah,
The
just
anime-
enough.
The anime portrays it as Otto going with them to complete his deal with Roswell and just not having the opportunity to leave after he gets there, rather than actually signing on for a long-term business agreement.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
He's kind of just waiting for the opportunity of his lifetime desperately. It's very that. In fair, that is very in character for Otto. So I
It
can't
is in
disparage the
character, I guess.
anime.
Please buy my
It's
oil.
also in character for him to attach so quickly to Super, I guess, and become quick friends because he's kind of a loner, but
Yeah, I feel like Otto is an amazing merchant whenever his own self-interest is not involved.
yeah.
Man can't sell that oil for shit.
It's not the fucking oil.
It was never about the
Out
oil.
of season as well. Like of all the times to fight.
Diddy would have bought it.
Oh my god! What the hell?
I'm sorry.
Oh my god, I was talking.
I'm so sorry.
That was topical. What?
I'm sorry.
I don't think Mr. Natsuki wants me to sell this to you.
Roswell, who's your friends? I mean, to be fair, Roswell does keep company. That's a little.
Oh
bit
no!
Roswell
Is this
would
where
go
he's
to the Diddy
dating?
place.
Oh my god, Roswell was on the list.
Oh,
Fucking
my
Roswell.
I'm so sorry for derailing like that.
Klein, big.
No!
Clint,
No!
oh, no.
Not Clyde!
Yeah, I was gonna say, oh no, not Klein.
Klein is on the other list.
Yeah.
Epstein's Island.
What, the
Oh
Epstein
my,
list?
yeah,
Yeah, that
we,
list.
We know.
Yeah.
I didn't. I was trying to get it verified.
Oh my god.
All right, what are we looking
Klein's
at
on an
for
FBI
chapter
watch
six?
list.
Well, before we jump into that, I actually do need to hop off here. I had to get somewhere at about 1 o'clock. So this has been amazing, everyone, and I will see you next week. But this is where I will have to take my leave today.
Bye,
Bye, Connor!
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Never see him again.
And he's gone.
He's dead.
Julius?
It's gone too soon.
Now, not Julius. Now,
Julius?
Hooner? No, that doesn't work.
What?
Whoa.
That sounds
Be careful.
derogatory. Let's move on.
Wait,
Okay, sorry.
back it up, back it up.
You
Bye,
can't say that.
Julius. I don't even know what that word is. I hope it's not a bad word. Okay, all right.
No,
chapter
it's
6.
But it's not actually. I'm making fun of
Okay.
you.
Joking.
Who's
I
Julius?
will
I thought Connor was
shat
Julie.
myself.
It just sounded like Gooner. What you were saying.
Oh, okay. Well, I can say that. That's fine. That's acceptable.
Yes.
All right.
Much
Gold-
acceptable.
What? Gold's our narrator.
Yes,
That's what I
indeed
heard.
I am.
All right. We also have, I think this chapter, I heard a potential Garf.
Yes, potential Goff.
The Garth and Feel.
Goffiel.
Gafiel.
That is I.
Oh, perfect. Auto Amelia. Okay, we got everyone else set up. We're good.
Woot woot.
All right,
Go.
everyone
I'll-
feels ready.
I'll probably just pop out quietly after the Frederica scene.
Okay,
Oh,
sounds
that's
good.
fair.
All
Bye
right.
in advance.
Thank you.
Farewell in advance.
Like a ninja.
Yeah, feel free
Yeah.
to shuffle off
You-
stage.
You don't even hear the Discord notification. It's just silent.
Nope, all of a sudden it's just like, where'd it go?
I can't believe we lost her.
We're dropping like flies.
We just lost our whole team. No biggie.
Yeah, minion number 4 has another birthday party. I gotta get her to it.
This
Oh,
truly
wow.
is the ReZero experience.
Lucky Minion
Oh.
4. All right, without further ado, then we gotta get Minion 4 to birthday party. Gold, take us away.
Okay, give me 1 second. Okay.
Sorry, everyone ready?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Sorry.
Everyone
okay,
ready?
it's okay. Everyone ready?
Docking your pay, no
Everybody
biggie.
cackles.
And report card coming out. Okay. Chapter
Actually, progress
6.
points.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
Okay. We got it. No, that's all right. That quip was necessary. Okay.
Control your behavior back there.
Okay, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Chapter 6. On the Road to Sanctuary. Frederica bows as she sees them off on the morning of their departure, telling them to take care and to tell the master that she's currently there taking care of the mansion. Her bowing is so fucking pro, it intimidates you into correcting your own posture. Anyway, so Amelia and Subaru are there too. Amelia apologized for leaving at such a busy time, and seeing as Roswell's absent, she thinks that honestly she's supposed to be acting as the regional lord here, but Subaru follows in, saying that both him and Amelia-tan are absolute rubbish at that kind of work. And that seems apt because he's British. He can manage odd jobs, but the things with numbers are out of his league. And even with Otto's sorting, it's not like it'll help things. While they know that putting off all this document processing and shit is going to bite them in the ass later, the only option is to block their ears to it.
It feels like going back to school without finishing all your homework from summer break. I mean, I wasn't the type to fail to hand in my homework, though.
I don't really understand, but isn't that a good thing? But my chest actually hurts so much. It's not that I feel guilty, but I know we're doing something bad just leaving this stuff behind.
It's not our fault, is how I can rationalize it, but it might be difficult for you, Immediatan. I know that knowing things are visibly getting worse is really not comfortable.
Leaving things alone that really can't be left alone is frustrating. But their power is insufficient. All they can do is call on someone whose power is sufficient. Otto, who'd been talking with Batrash and Frou-Frou until then, casually joins in the conversation to say the carriage is all ready, commenting that even though it's only been a few days since all that stuff happened, Batrash is rearing to go. Subaru remarks that she's a good, hard-working girl, which he's probably getting from original owner and not him, and asks Otto if it seems like the directions and all that seem good. By the way, as a casual observer to Otto speaking with a couple ground dragons, he looks insane, but Subaru decides not to comment on that. Otto says there doesn't seem to be any problems with Frederica's directions. They're all good. He predicts that they'll be able to make the journey in half a day.
Right. But seriously, you're coming too?
Isn't it a given? Since it'll be my first meeting with the Margrave, my wish was to be introduced to him. But imagining how you'll end up introducing me while I'm not president, it's terrifying. So I really can't leave it up to you.
Hey, all that trust is gonna make me blush.
Yes, for how little we've known each other, I do trust you very much, being that you're adept at succeeding precisely at doing the things I'd really rather not be done.
Subaru frowns. Amelia laughs and again comments that Otto and Subaru are getting along so well. They're always having these friendly squabbles whenever she looks at them, and, well, she's jealous.
If it is what you wish, I'll be friendly as you want, Immediatan, but not squabbles. Flirting. If I had to hand the argument dialogue patterns I have with Otto over to you, my friendly dialogue patterns with Otto won't be many.
All we'd have left between us would be jeering and fistfights then.
Subaru's pretty confident in the good, or rather bad efficacy of his mouth, but he has some unease at the prospect of physically fighting Otto, since he knows that even though Otto looks kinda delicate, he's actually pretty fit. Since Otto's punched him before during a loop in Arc 3, Subaru would more than likely lose in a straight fight.
Thinking like that, my offensive worth is really low. I knew that, but it's still depressing.
He loses to Otto and can't win against magic using Amelia either. Fredegar one-shotted him beautifully. There's no point even bringing up his prospects against Rem or Beatrice. So in the mansion's ranking, the opponent Subaru can win against is...
Huh. Now that I think of it, the only person I could probably win against here... Petra isn't here. What happened?
Just exactly how that turned into a thought of...
Kyle's, your mic is doubly picking up on Wolf and yours mic. Yeah, there you go.
Fuck, I turned it on, sorry.
Yeah, I was like, what happened?
I was running, I'm sorry. Okay, we're back. Just exactly how that turned into a thought of winning or not winning is so scary. Sorry. So, I won't ask about it. But Petra-chan's been in the mansion for, there she is.
Indeed is Petra running over from the mansion, her new maid outfit flapping everywhere.
Please? Wait! Subaru-sama!
I'm not gonna do anything as mean as suddenly drive off when you're in such a rush. I'm not Otto. I wouldn't. Right, Otto?
Did you forget what you just said 3 seconds ago?
Petra puts her hands to her knees, her breathing ragged, while Subaru jokes around, waiting for her to catch her breath. She wipes her forehead and looks up, lets out a long breath to expel her fatigue, and smiles like an angel.
I want you to please take this before you leave. Please hold on to it.
And she presents him with a handkerchief. It's white with gold and stitching around the edges. The delicacy with which it was made, and its high quality, clearly apparent. And on the other side...
Embroidery, huh? Wow, it's really good.
It seems that Petra sewed the embroidery herself, gray and pink with black outlines. It's a very familiar image to Subaru. Amelia leans in to peer at it and gives a small laugh.
It's the puck Subaru drew. It's amazing. You did it really well.
I did do really well with my chibi puck. I didn't think I'd get to see it again.
I made sure to get my stamps over radio calisthenics every morning.
This is referring to the stamp cards that the village children have, which Subaru stamps after radio calisthenics every morning using a potato with a drawing carved on it. The one Petra is sewn in is the most recent chibi puck, Gloomy Monday.
That said, you did really good. Even a sewing master such as myself could lose to this.
Can you please? No. Could you please take it?
Would you be able to accept it? Or about... Of course! I gratefully accept. My heart kinda doesn't approve of using this to wipe off blood and sweat and tears, but I'll keep it in my pocket as a good luck charm.
He carefully folds up the handkerchief and very, very seriously stows it away in his breast. He narrows his eyes with a look as gentle as he possibly could manage. Objectively, it looks pretty fucking nasty, and gives Petra a big, nasty-looking grin. Petra puts both her hands to her cheeks, blushing.
I'll be waiting for your safe return. Ah, and the lady and the noisy man too.
I feel like an extra.
Isn't that assessment of me kind of horrible?
Frederica begins exuding extreme amounts of pressure from behind Petra. It seems that her maid lessons are going to become a lot stricter after this. Petra, live strong. So anyway, Subaru and Amelia note that if they keep talking like this, it's going to get rid of the point of leaving early in the morning, so they get ready to set off. Subaru enters the carriage and reaches his hand out to Amelia.
Here you go, Amelia-tan, right into my chest.
Maybe it'd be nice to look at the scenery from the driver's platform every once in a while.
Ah! Cold! E-M-K!
Subaru goes to withdraw his hand, but Amelia forcefully tugs it before he can, and easily walks beside him in the carriage as he pitches forward. Her hair tickles his nose as she passes, and she goes to sit opposite of him, staring at him, and she tilts her head.
What is it?
Nothing?
Subaru goes and plops himself down beside her. Amelia smiles at how he's treating the inside of the spacious carriage as if it's small. Autumn mutters about this not being a date as he goes to sit on the driver's platform and grabs the reins.
Well then, we'll be setting off. I'll be praying you don't bite your tongues or anything.
Hey! You should be the one to be keeping steady. I'm counting on you to slam the brakes when I give the signal that we came up with beforehand. Don't, and I won't get to push Emiliatan down.
That's what you're planning?
Me? I'm not going along with this nefarious plot, and now I'm suddenly complicit?
Amelia looks at Otto and Subaru with something close to scorn. Otto has his yell, and Subaru idly thinks about how this kind of unreasonable yelling kind of suits Otto, while he balls his hand into a fist.
Well, destination sanctuary! Departure, engage!
Who are you to speak like that?
Subaru mutters about Otto not playing along while he pokes his head out of the window and turns to look at Frederica and Petra.
You two take care of the mansion! And I'm counting on you for them!
Frederica is like, leave it to me. In exchange, I'm trusting Amelia-sama and the Master to you.
Be careful and come home safely.
And blah, blah, blah. Thus ends their pre-departure tension release back and forth. Frederica and Petra scene is basically just Frederica grilling Petra for not having good enough consciousness of the master-servant relation, especially Subaru. Getting touched is a no-go. Gonna make Petra write lines on that. And can't slack off on cleaning and meals and providing Beatrice-sama service. Get back to work, Petra, or we'll run out of time for studying. Petra enthusiastically runs off to finish her work. Frederica watches her go, smiling faintly and exposing her fangs. She hides her smile with a practiced gesture as she looks towards where the carriage was, where Amelia and the others have departed from.
I have done exactly as ordered, Master. Whether or not Sanctuary's overcome will depend on Amelia-sama and Subaru-sama.
She closes her eyes, bathing in the wind.
Will Amelia-sama be able to overcome it? Bound by witch's blood, that inescapable, deadlocked paradise.
So, Puck really hasn't shown up the whole time?
No, he hasn't. I've called him so many times, and I could feel him inside the crystal, but this is the first time he's gone so long without coming out. I'm a little worried.
So, they're sitting next to each other talking in the carriage, which is under the effects of the windbreaker blessing, and thus there's no annoying noises getting in or shaking.
Thinking back, he hasn't shown at all since we went back to the mansion. The last time we saw him was...
For me, it was in the royal capital, when we were at Krush-sama's mansion. I thought everything was same as usual, but for some reason, I didn't see him from that morning on. He wouldn't even come if I called him. I thought I might have made him mad, and I was kind of anxious.
She fiddles with the end of her hair as she bows her head, her face not visible to Subaru. Her hair's in a braid, and has been the past 3 days. Subaru stares at it, and Amelia guesses what he's getting at, nodding.
The last contract I had on that day, I talked to Puck, and it was hair in a braid. He didn't tell me what to do with it afterwards, so I've been keeping this.
That thing about your having a contract with Puck over your hairstyle was actually serious? That's crazy light. Or is it? They say a girl's hair is her life. So that means your contract with Puck has your life in its grips?
I think it's so light as compensation. I didn't know about this until I left the forest, but Roswell was shocked at how light the conditions were when I was contracting a spirit on Puck's level. That, honestly, there would need to be more enormous amount of mana given, or more complex conditions.
Amelia smiles without strength. Subaru nods and comes up with some bullshit to get rid of her weak smile.
Well, restricting a piece of Emiliatan's time in itself makes for outrageously heavy compensation. If we're saying how I'd go about it.
Amelia, Amelia, something, you can say this.
Okay. Something about talking too frivolously about kind of thing equals winding up being imprudent. I kind of want to keep important things off for more important times.
Subaru lightly raises his hands and shakes his head.
I've got all the lines to tell you in more important settings right now in store, Emiliatan. Right now, what I'm doing is showering you with the sweet words that they're safe for me to tell you.
Amelia gets kind of flustered, saying, you can say this part too.
Sorry, you've scrolled a little. I'm looking.
Okay. Amelia gets kind of flustered, saying, yeah.
Subaru's mouth is definitely in a good condition. Seriously, holy shit. No, don't. I think I'm blushing.
She hides her face in her hands, and Subaru smiles as he recognizes his goal is complete.
Either way, without Puck, we've really got some worries on our combat strength for this journey. We can't count on Otto as a fighter, and there's no need even mentioning how useless I am. Well, things would be pretty dicey for you without Puck, right?
So that's it. I'll just say, I can still use magic fine even without Puck. And it isn't just Puck. I'm contracted with the minor spirits too. We don't have any problems understanding each other, so they can fight. No matter what happens, I'll protect you.
Oh no, he's so courageous! And wow, I'm pathetic. Someday I'll be the one telling you that line in Media Town, so just wait a little!
I'll be waiting with that expectations.
A group of spirits starts gathering and glittering around Amelia's fingertips. Their existence feels slightly weaker than the lesser spirits that Julius uses. These are minor spirits. This is a wide departure from Puck, but at least they're not powerless.
And if you start saying that, then my dependency on others hasn't changed at all since the White Whale. I relied so much on Rem, and before then... Wait! Have I never actually gotten through anything by myself?!
Subaru has a moment of fucking horrified amazement at this.
But... Sanctuary? Wonder what it's like.
He stares at the scenery out the window. He thinks he heard the word sanctuary during the loops in the mansion, somewhere in the middle of the second loop. He'd let the opportunity to talk about it get away, and now this was the result. Just going by the name, Subaru doesn't figure sanctuary is a dangerous place, but Frederica's warning is enough to make him raise some caution.
Be careful of Garfiel, huh?
You haven't met him either, then. All I've ever heard of him is the name. Frederica wouldn't tell me anything more specific.
Subaru and Amelia had tried to get more out of Frederica on this Garfield character, but she just stubbornly refused by saying, I'm under pledge. For some reason, Amelia seemed to draw back on questioning further at that.
Man, we really should have gotten more out of her. Someone who knows this guy is someone dangerous, and then says all they know is their name is way too messy.
There's nothing we could do. It's a pledge. Pledges are so important and divine, not to be infringed upon. Contracts and pledges are convenient. Their firmness are identical, even if their weights differ, and they should be treated evenly.
Subaru can only think of this contract, pledge, covenant stuff as some kind of wordplay, and he suddenly has a thought come to him.
What ties you and Puck is a contract? Frederica's refusal to stop upholding her duties to Rojchi is a pledge. And what the Kingdom and the Dragon share is a covenant, right? I haven't got anything wrong here.
There isn't that much of a difference in how you use them, but contracts are avowals made between individuals.
Avowals.
What the fuck are these words? She has like a million fucking hard words.
She talks like 100 years.
Yeah, it's stupid. Anyways,
It's the
sorry.
yield.
Avowals?
Avowals.
Avowals. Okay, fuck.
Like
sorry.
a vow.
Yeah, a vowel. A vowel.
Oh my god. Contracts are made between individuals. A pledge is an avowal directed from one person to another. Covenants are binding in a way that exceeds the individual in even time. It's how I think of them, since that's the way I was taught them today, just now.
Got it! Yeah. If you have that in mind, it does fit with the conditions. But, you know, you sure decorated that with some really fancy lines. Avowals are sacrosanct and divine, was it?
Yeah, totally. You can't say it again. I'm gonna kill myself. Avowals. Promises are important things. Shut up, sorry. That fucking word.
Doing fine, it's okay.
Avowals. promises are important things. This is kind of obvious for pledges, but contracts don't have any kind of force that compels you to keep them. They don't. There isn't any. But you still notice the promise. Fuck. Stop laughing at me! You work hard to keep them. No one sees you do it. Even if nobody notices it, you keep the promise. You and your partner devote yourselves to that.
Don't worry, Amelia. Nobody noticed. She stares at Subaru as she speaks. Her tone is soft and definitely not anything accusatory. That in itself causes Subaru's heart anguish.
Oh no. I'm sorry. I swear I'm an English teacher. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was supposed to.
Holy shit.
A vowel.
I've never heard that in my life.
Yeah, it's not a word that people
vowels.
say. Yeah.
Are you
Yeah,
sure it
you just say
wasn't-
promise.
Oh my
Are you
god.
sure it wasn't meant to be a vow? Like a
That's
vow, like
see, Wooloo's
Yes.
coming out here spitting facts. Hey Wooloo.
hey guys.
Hi.
Hey,
Yeah.
Okay,
If I type in-
I'm coming back. I'm coming
And then
back.
sacrosanct too.
What
No
the
one
fuck is
says
that?
sacrosanct.
Okay, and
Yeah.
I know Amelia says old shit, but like, where the fuck is that coming from?
It's
Okay.
quite literally no one says sacrosanct anymore, Amelia.
Yeah.
Literally, please, girl, help me out.
She's from a different time. She can't help it.
Dog, I'm not. And because you believe in that, you work your hardest to fulfill the vows shared between you. Promises are things made to build ties of trust between you, right?
I cannot apologize enough for that time.
Subaru gets down on his hands and knees, head bowed down, and brow touching the carriage's floor. Amelia blinks in surprise, and after a few seconds of hearing what she just said, and how that lines up with Subaru's behavior,
It wasn't like I was blaming you or anything. It's true, you didn't keep your promise. And because you went on speaking without apologizing for that properly, I did get all,
It hurts my ears. They hurt.
Maybe I have a part of me which considers vowels too heavily and deeply. Look, I'm a practitioner of spiritual arts, so contracts are more familiar to me than they are to ordinary people. Contracts with spirits are what spiritual art practitioners should respect more than anything else. So they get oversensitive. To me, promises are so important. Subaru, do some reflecting after all.
It hurts. It hurts my heart. It hurts.
now, Subaru understands clearly why Amelia got so pissed that time in the capital. That wasn't just the anger of having a promise broken. For Amelia, promises is in themselves held extremely heavy meaning. When faced with Subaru's casual breaking of them, even someone kind-hearted like her couldn't keep calm, because Subaru trampled over something important to Amelia's heart.
Did you reflect?
I reflected. Deeper than the oceans, taller than the mountains, wider than the sky, grander than space.
Then, alright, I'll forgive you.
Subaru lifts his head. Amelia pokes him in the forehead. Amelia puts said fingers to her lips and gives a thin smile. Belief in the fact that she's not mad, and recognition that what she just did was adorable, stops Subaru from saying anything further. He's sucking air in and out like a fish. Amelia, oblivious to this, turns her head in the direction of their travel.
Sanctuary and Garfield. And then Roswell and the villagers? There's so many people we have to talk to. It's making my heart pound.
What are you saying? You're not going to be exposed to any danger. Believe in me. Shield number 2.
You're the second? Where's the first?
Sitting on the driver's seat flirting with my patriche.
Amelia really does crack up at this one, smiling. Fully satisfied, Subaru goes to think about the various barriers waiting ahead of them. Ever since he came to this world, problems have been arising consecutively, leaving him no time to rest. The anxiousness he was swirling in his heart about going to this unseen sanctuary is larger than he anticipated. There's the fact that Frederica kind of inspired that type of thought, and the many doubts including Roswell and the villagers' failure to return, and Puck's lack of response to their calling him, and all the factors provoking anxiety which have been left behind in the mansion.
Were you thinking about Ramsan?
You can tell?
Amelia tilts her head as she stares at a silent Subaru. Her silver hair spills from her shoulders, and she fiddles her fingers to the edges, the end of her braids swaying.
I can tell. You know, you're allowed to think that I'm paying as much attention to you as you're paying attention to me.
So, Emilia-tan, that's a... Please assume I'm watching you round the clock every hour of the day?
No. Call it a half of that.
3 hours?
From there, a half of a half of a half.
Hearing that exact number will hurt me, that's enough!
Subaru says he's not worried since Frederica and Petra are taking care of her, but there's still this feeling of anxiety that he can't really express. Amelia says that's a shogunai because it's what worry is after all. Since it's what worry is after all, and that's how important Rem is to him. It's enough to make her a little jealous. Subaru goes to tell her that he loves Amelia-tan just as much as Rem before he catches that was what Amelia was dangling for. Amelia confirms that she was bullying a little and apologized, sticking her tongue out, and Subaru winds up completely forgiving her over that. Amelia goes on to restart the topic, this time pointing out that Subaru is more worried about his Beatrice. Subaru asks Amelia if she can read his mind. Amelia points out that he hasn't been acting as if he isn't worried, like he usually does, so it's proof that he's so worried. Subaru says it's not anything serious enough to be worried, it's just because he never got to meet her again after ending that conversation, kind of like a couple breaking up. Leaving the mansion without seeing her again is just a little bad. Just a little. A tiny bit. A smidge. Yeah, a crumb.
That sounds like a cowardly way of saying it, but perhaps I'm just hearing things.
No, hearing things. More like hearing me.
Subaru hides his happiness as she focuses on the part of what he was saying and smiles as he looks over to Amelia, who tilts her head.
Leaving Beatrice shut-in status to get worse kind of makes me feel as an original shut-in like I've sort of got an extreme responsibility here a little.
Shut in? Subaru, you really do know a lot about this. Do you think Beatrice will come out?
It's a hard one, this. It's no good to just forcibly pull them out without having some big occasion for it, but just letting them have their time is spoiling them way too much. Honestly, every single goddamn shut-in out there is just a pain for... and so was I! When we get back, I'll have to talk with Bearco about lots of stuff. Didn't manage to get her to talk about the things I needed to make her talk about.
It feels like Beatrice and Puck both know things, but are hiding them.
Agreed. Frederica's the same. But everyone connected to that mansion has the habit of dropping implications and leaving the answers for later. Call it a syndrome, a bad syndrome, that Bayako. Everything she said while giving back the gospel bothered me.
So Subaru is still holding on to the gospel in his baggage, worst case scenario, so that he can ask Roswell about it. That said, the gospel's creepy, so he's keeping it at the bottom of his bag, as if to hide it.
Looks like we've entered the forest.
Amelia suddenly says that, although she doesn't look outside the window to confirm it. Subaru does, and behold, yes, it's certainly getting greener.
It's impressive you knew without even looking outside.
It's mixed, but I do have elf blood. Elves have an unbreakable connection to forests, to the point we're called the race of the fort.
Hey! Hold on!
And Amelia's body wavers, looking about to collapse, where Sir Subaru swoops in and catches her. Amelia looks to be in anguish, her breathing shallow.
Emilia-tan? What happened? Emilia!
Amelia can't reply. Discounting her shallow, rapid breathing, she has no fever and isn't sweating. Subaru immediately determines he won't get anywhere dealing with this himself, so he runs to the front of the carriage and jams his head through the window connecting to the driver's platform.
Otto! There's trouble! Emilia suddenly collapsed! Do you have medicine, or...
Natsuki-san. I'm sorry.
Sweat arises on Otto's brow, his voice devoid of strength, and as he looks to turn back to Subaru, Subaru notices two changes. The carriage has stopped, with Patrash and Frou-Frou standing still between the trees. Subaru hadn't even noticed. And the other, bigger change.
Coming so boldly face to face. Pretty brave of you, outsider.
Says someone, spoken as if they're spitting it at them, with not a speck of goodwill present. With that single line alone, it's enough to get a grasp of personality of who said it, and the appearance of the person standing before their carriage does nothing to betray that impression. He has short, spiky blonde hair, with a conspicuous white scar on his forehead. The sharp look in his eyes is enough to be neck and neck with Subaru Soundpaku, and his feline canines are frightfully white. His slut makes him short for a man, but the ferocious aura exuding from his body would make any refrain from belittling his petite stature.
Ain't like I care where you're from, but you sure are a case of brutal as a little picket.
What?
Says Subaru dumbly at this phrase he's never heard before. The guy gives a single short breathy.
Quit freaking out, oi. Sure, yeah, your luck's not good. Since, right here where you tried sneaking in, you wound up running into the amazing me.
He gives a ferocious smile, his fangs clicking together, his fist filled with further power, and he takes a low combat stance.
You run out of luck showing up in front of the amazing Garfield. You wound up being a banzo-manzo swept left and right.
With that assertive but uninformative phrase, the punk stomps the ground. The next instant, a great impact comes rushing at Subaru, world turning upside down.
Woo!
My
Gas
throat.
leak, gas leak, the chapter.
That was a goofy chapter.
That was crazy.
That was wild.
So are we in between the part where they meet Garfield and between like where we used to read? I'm a little lost where we're at right now.
Season 2.
So this
Season
is the
2,
beginning of
okay.
season 2. Yeah, we're doing this as sort of a warm up for the Arc 6 stuff that's coming up in the future.
Mhm.
And yeah, as you can see, this translation is much worse because of the fact that it is much older.
Yes.
Yeah, but it is funny, I would say.
Yeah, it's very
funny.
it's entertaining too. Like it's a different kind of entertaining. I think it's really fun. And I'm glad that the translator kind of embraced that a bit. It really makes it feel unique and different.
Sorry for the
Well, I
crash
for one-
out.
Well, I for one like them. I like the word
Justified
crash.
crash. Justified crash.
I was-
That was one
I was
where we
losing
were
my
just
mind.
like, what? What is that word? Yeah. It kept on coming back up. So like, even if
And
you
of
skip the
course,
first
yeah.
one, yeah.
Oh,
The
Kyle.
one word you can't say is the one that's important.
Go back.
Hi, Lulu.
Oh, a tad off topic, but congrats on your class. If you've passed, I mean.
Oh, my gosh, when was the last time we spoke? Well, I actually run the class. I'm the teacher. So thank you.
Awesome.
I'm the
I
boss.
always pass.
Yeah, I passed
because
myself.
I'm
yeah.
a leader. Thank you, Lulu. Yes, I am currently teaching grade 10 English and grade 10 civics and careers.
Yeah.
Nice.
You wouldn't know it.
Yay.
You wouldn't know
I'm
it
actually-
from that performance.
I don't know if I
Wow.
said this. I don't know if I said this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm taking my level 5 TOEFL right now, and I'm just trying to
Oh.
power through my first assessment. But life has been like chaining the Wooloo down, so I'm just breaking the chains one at a time.
Good.
You can't keep it
Breathe this
contained.
way. I feel that 100%, Lulu.
It's the Twitter chains
Yeah.
breaking image.
Yes.
It's with that auditioning. I'm taking a trigonometry class.
Oh my
It's
god.
Ooh, Trig.
fun,
Yeah.
Yucky Trig.
Discord
Yeah, it's
stand.
fun.
Trig is
But
big stinky.
but it's mean. It's mean.
It is mean.
Yeah.
I like
But-
triangles.
throat.
I'm glad you're doing well.
Welcome back in.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
so
just about
happy
to
to be
head
here.
up end up the chapters here. But I think that reading was pretty good. What does people in chat think? Even though it was kind of gas leakish.
Yeah. What,
Yeah.
did you
Yeah.
you guys enjoy the scuff? I know we're already scuffed, but that was an extra element. I think it's fun.
Scuff squared.
Scuff squared.
It's pretty great. I mean, though I was joking right in the middle of the chapter, I just want to say I noticed something, which is just like your acting skills are just so good right now. By the way, and I mean that with everyone.
Catnap.
I mean
Okay.
you, Kyle, you,
Oh.
Wolf. Like I was noticing it more. I was like, man, you've improved so much.
I don't know if
Thank
I've ever
you.
told you this, Kyles, but I actually
Oh.
mistook you when we first met. I mistook you for the actual official voice actor for Amelia.
Definitely not Kaylee Mills. If I
A
was
lot of
Kaylee
people
Mills,
say
there's no
that.
way I would do that. Like, I could do this. She can't even
Yeah.
talk to us.
True. Though,
Well,
to
I
be
mean,
fair,
technically could. She could.
yeah, I was gonna say the official Super talked to us, and that was fun.
Yeah.
But
Shout out
the thing is, like, your voice is on point to the Amelia dub, like on the dot.
Yeah.
I think what I was trying to say is that you've really gotten like an extra layer of nuance into her character that wasn't there before, and you know,
Thank you.
I
I
think
like
you really
adding her
turned it well.
sass.
Yeah, the sass is really nice. I really like it.
I genuinely, I like the writing for these arcs so
Yeah, I was
much.
gonna say. Like the writing for Amelia in this arc is so more natural when like she's like pushing back against Subaru's nonsense.
Yeah, because she's like literally like, all right, you're stupid. Let me fucking
Yeah,
let's fuck with you.
and she's not like ignorant either. She's like, yeah, my care for you is a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction. And it's just very funny. Like
It was
that
so
feels
good.
more earnest than like the way that she acts in the anime towards Subaru when he's saying stuff like that. Yeah.
The anime, they make her a little too
I don't know what
innocent.
you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
I don't know
understand.
what you're talking about. Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Always.
Yeah,
I did want to say that Amelia not knowing where babies came from was a little bit cringy to me.
That is realistic, though.
That was
Your character.
But I can't help but think that Rem or Rom or anybody else could have told her, but
The whole point is that everyone gets too worried about telling her it because they don't want to spoil her innocence, basically.
Okay, they don't want to
be
have
real.
that talk. That makes
They
sense.
don't want to have it on their
Amelia
conscience.
learns- The second Amelia learns that, she's gonna be a fucking freak. With love and respect.
With
A
love
little
and
bit.
respect, she is jumping Subaru.
Maybe not Subaru.
Maybe anything.
Yeah, anything maybe.
Anything?
She's just that type of
Curiosity.
girl. What can I say? Heard it here
Liberate
first.
her.
You heard it here
Heard it here
first,
first.
folks.
Su-
Heard it here
Amelia will
first,
jump
the voice
anyone and
Amelia.
anything. Yeah.
Or she will just stay her course and be like, oh god, that's awful. It's one of the two.
Fucking disgusting!
You know what's very funny though? It's like I think there's a part to that where it's like she's very sheltered at this point in her life, where it's like, yeah, I mean that's a part of it that's very interesting in these like early arc, right? The web novel, like the translation that we're reading right now, is that like everybody in the Roswell Mansion are like characters in of themselves, where they're holding her back from all this information is like more malicious because they are fully fledged people with like weird extra eccentricities that you can tell that they're fully acknowledging what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
Kind of
Roswell.
inhibiting her
It's
growth
it's
too,
it's a
in way.
combination of not believing in her and also kind of malicious protection in that like, oh, we don't want to spoil her, we don't want her innocence to be destroyed, but
It's toxic. It's
it's
toxic.
toxic.
Love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it comes from a good place, but it's still poisonous.
But does it come from a good place?
Yeah. And that's
I mean,
why
that's why like Ram redefining her relationship with Amelia during Arc 4 is so important too.
Yeah,
Right.
true.
yeah.
I forgot about that.
And
Yeah, because Ram is like, oh, this is the first time I'm ever actually asking you of anything. Yeah.
and it's why Subaru has to learn the lesson he does in the Arc 4 with Amelia.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone does.
Because he's coming into here like, oh, I'm going to protect you, and oh, she needs me to be around her. Instead of, she wants me to be around her, and I need to be in her corner, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. All I know is Rem is still best girl.
That's right, Wulu, that's right.
Who?
I've forgotten about her.
Blue
Yeah.
hair,
Oh, yeah.
guys.
And
Blue
I don't-
hair.
I mean, I think Rem's kind of a simp. She doesn't have any character or personality.
I
I
love
mean,
her.
okay, whoa.
And I
You
simp
could
for
say
her.
that she did murder him, and she is kind of a toxic relationship, but I don't know about that.
If she ain't toxic, she ain't it.
Simp.
Yeah.
I am.
We love her.
You are.
Yes.
This is a joke for people. I mean, this is actually a
Time to explain to me.
opinion. This is an opinion. Yeah, wait a second. This is an opinion that'll make more sense when you listen to our latest podcast recording.
Yes.
Hey, yo.
I promise we do
Plugging
cook.
again. Let's go.
Speaking.
We do cook, and Rem does cook. So
Is it the Arc
Speaking
8
of.
phases now?
Speaking of,
Speaking of, this is a little off topic again, but I'm just curious. How's everybody's voiceover journey been all this time?
Like you, I've been chained by my life. My life has been reverie, but I'm trying to get back into it.
but as you can see, yeah, we're doing pretty
Kyle,
well.
you're
Reverie.
awesome.
You're awesome.
I haven't
No,
had
you.
a voiceover journey.
There you go.
Yeah.
I've been chained quite hard by my lack of talent for vocal range.
Shut
Like
up.
I can emote really, really well,
Oh,
in my opinion.
Wolf.
But my range,
Wolf, never
nah.
question your talent, man. Like everybody's always got like that
Time
that
to
spark in
hit
you.
him with a super
Oh, thank
speech.
you.
Beat
Yeah.
him up with kind words.
Yes. Kind
Oh, if
words.
it was a
You are
Subaru
good.
speech.
Yeah.
You are
If
good.
it
You're
was
a
a
good
Subaru
voice
speech, it would be
actor.
break you down and then build you up.
Yeah.
So you gotta say he's bad first.
Yes. yes.
I've been taking a lot of workshops and classes, mainly with
Yay.
Bang Zoom lately.
Oh wow.
I've been
Wow.
working with a lot. Yeah,
Are you there
I've
in
been
person
training
or
hard.
online?
online. I can't go to LA. I'm in North Carolina still.
Oh
fair.
yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll start
Unfortunate.
taking some online ones too. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
There's
sounds
Strawberry
fun.
Hill. Oh, Sound On Studio is really good too, and they're
Mm.
really affordable.
Okay. Thank you, Lulu.
Write that
Ooh,
down.
yeah, well,
Write that down.
Congrats.
Thanks. I'm trying to make this year, like I'm trying to get a new character reel right now, but
Oh.
this year I've been really going full force while just trying to maintain the sleeping Wooloo image.
We
Tired,
love that
guys.
for you.
Yeah.
I need rest.
You know,
Yes.
our recent projects going on with this with Arc 6, and then in the future Arc 7, there's a lot of fun voice acting stuff going on with
Oh, yeah.
the studio.
We have a feeling
A
you'll
lot
be
of
back.
more roles and opportunities there.
So many.
sure.
I will definitely.
Yeah,
I will
Arc 7
definitely
will
try
have
and
it
go.
like you
They're
will be
fun,
able
I
to
do.
secure at least 2 roles with your level of skill.
Not to mention narration. So
Yep,
come
exactly.
on by when you can.
Well, I better get my skills, keep my skills sharp as much as I can. In the
Hell
meantime,
yeah.
then.
Yeah.
We haven't
Hey,
forgot your
revert back what you
wonderful-
said. Never doubt your skills, man. Never doubt them.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Yeah,
And
we
you
saw
guys never
you
doubt
go.
yourselves either.
How'd
Yep.
you like the Regulus episode, by the way?
Oh, I'm still wondering who gets the Xbox, but
It was, it's me!
True.
Me! You're
I
in a
pay for the
puddle.
online.
I paid for
I
the
need-
membership. It's a violation of my rights.
It's a violation of my rights. I pay for the Minecraft servers.
My actual divorce, I
You
got
can't
the
play on my
Switch.
Xbox. I paid for it.
I'm not gonna lie. I would kill to see like a fan comic of like like an alternate reality where Regulus and Amelia actually were married and they were just like an arguing couple.
Oh, fighting all the time? That'd
Oh
be sick.
no.
Yeah.
Artists, get on it. Cook.
And then
Every
and then the
argument ends with
84
I want a divorce.
Yeah,
Here's the papers, bitch.
Amelia. Okay, no.
Regulus is just so ignorant he can't read, so he can't sign it.
Amelia has a harem of the rest of the wives, and Regulus is too ignorant to understand that. So,
Amelia's just fleecing him of his money.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Amelia was
That's
a
because-
pimp all along.
Because when you really think about it, Amelia, you know, she has some pull. She has some pull there.
He does.
I just realized, random side note, I don't think Regulus can read, knowing his backstory.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe not.
Oh,
I mean,
true.
maybe he learned,
Yeah.
but I don't
Yeah.
know.
The only thing you'd be able to understand is his gospel, but that's not like a normal language. That's something only he
Yeah.
can understand. He doesn't know
If
how
you
to
can read the
read.
gospel, if
Let
you can
me
read the
think about
gospel,
this.
can you
can
just
play
read in
Xbox.
general?
No,
So
the gospel's a separate thing.
yeah, the gospel it will communicate to you in a way you can only understand, basically.
Oh.
But
okay.
he's a little poor orphan boy. I don't think he knows how to read.
You're just a little guy.
I don't think he's learned either.
Bullying me.
The gospel could just be a
of my
picture book.
rights.
You better read that paper for me. Otherwise, it's a violation of my rights, my authority to hear what's on that paper. You better do your work as an underling of the witch cult.
Out of curiosity, are we rereading Arc 5 at some point, or are we just reading the older stuff?
We're doing a thing. The anniversary for right and just getting back into the spirit and collecting more people who are interested in doing these live streams before we go back into the official Arc 6 thing. We were doing this just to prepare ourselves or to kind of shake off the rust.
Yeah.
And also to like start to schedule it a bit more in people's minds that we do this every Saturday from now on, for the most part. So I think that that's the purpose of it.
I think the
and
only...
yeah, it's just,
Oh, go ahead,
yeah,
sorry.
okay. No, I was going to say, the purpose of that is pretty much just that. We're just going ahead and we're just seeing who's interested in it.
The only thing I think we're going to do with Arc 5 is finish up our Season 3 reactions. If we do some, like, actual scripted content videos, we'll talk about that. And I have comment on a project taking shorts for different key moments in the series, so those will be out. But other than that, I don't think we'll retouch Arc 5, because holy, that was an endeavor.
Yeah,
and a
that was a
half.
behemoth.
Oh yeah.
We're done with that.
Liliana.
We did it to all of our, the best we can do it, you know.
If I do Liliana one more time, this channel will be I will delete it all.
I was
Don't make me
I was
editor.
gonna say if there's ever
Comment.
a time where you need a ranting Woolugus to come on and read some Regulus.
You might
I would-
come
I would
back a
love-
little bit in the next arc, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
In Arc
we have to
would-
check.
6 or
Yeah,
Because
arc
if there were
six.
ever an
Arc 6,
opportunity,
he has Regulus has lines in Arc 6.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
ooh,
So we'll
If
have
you
you.
want.
because I would love to see like since where I am now as a voice actor, I would love to see how I could actually tackle the character now.
If you
Yeah,
wanted, Wooloo, we could always do something like you, me, and Chase and do a little fan dub of the last episode.
Yeah.
And just post it on the Discord.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
So if
could
you're
work, yeah.
interested, we can do
Ooh.
that.
If you guys are
I need to
down,
practice.
I'm always down.
Mm-hmm. I'll happily beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
With the power
Just
of
go easy on me.
friendship.
I grew easily.
You know,
We'll clip it and
the
we'll
thing-
share it with you.
yeah. The thing is, in the future, guys, we'll probably be like, hey, we'll probably be more clear about how we're going to be doing these readings coming up before we do the stream, or who needs to show up and stuff like that. Contacting people, getting all that organized and more situated. We have a lot of ideas for it, and it looks really good. So
Yeah.
We'll
you
probably
don't really have
organize
to.
it a bit more.
Yeah, we'll
together.
organize it properly. But right now, though, guys, viewers watching the stream, thank you for
Thank you.
stopping by.
Yeah.
Get excited for all of that in the future, and maybe you'll see a few things coming from us besides the 3 a week that we've been doing. I hope you guys have had a lot of fun. I know we did, even
Yeah.
though we were we
Can I
seemed
just
like
say
we were
something?
losing our minds. Yeah.
I just want to say it's been a long voice acting journey for me, and I just really want to say that I am so appreciative of being here with all you wonderful people, and I'm very
too,
appreciative
Lulu.
of this chat. And I like this is out of nowhere, but like believe me when I tell you that this has been like a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I'm so happy that I took the step to do it.
Yay!
We're so
And I'm-
happy that you did,
I'm-
dude.
Yeah. And I'm so happy that I'm still doing it after all these years, and I hope to keep doing it for many more years to come. And yeah. Just thanks everybody.
Really wholesome note to end the live stream after all the scuff. Just to purify us.
Don't remind me of this stuff.
Well, we're glad to have you, Lulu, and we're so glad to be back. Thank you guys so much for being here this weekend, and we will see you this next week. Well,
Yeah,
this
definitely on
Wednesday, I should say.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
Wednesday.
This Wednesday, my dudes.
For Teresa
never
and
ends.
Estrella.
Oh, true. It's
Yeah.
a good episode.
All right, so everybody say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.